it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping some bread out the weave. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Snark Tank Podcast. Boy, golly howdy. Wow, it's us. I'm joined, as always, by Sweeney over here. Unfortunately, Derrick could not make it. He's in, I think he's in Transylvania or some shit. He, went on a vacation.
He's gone. He's he's somewhere in Europe doing European things and slaving and shit.
Yeah, he's off in a different realm, and good for him. But he tried to join us today, but his power converter for his outlets started catching fire, literally. So we were just like, hey, you know what? Don't burn your place down. We'll just go. We'll figure it out for next time. So if anybody has any questions that are directed specifically to Derrick, and I accidentally read them out before I realize cognitively that I should have skipped them, I apologize for that.
Don't apologize to them. Don't apologize to them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fuck you all, actually.
Fuck y'all. Fuck you guys. Fucking losers. Taint waffles.
Yeah, we don't
Pussies.
we don't need you. Fuck you. But also,
give us your money.
Yeah, consider tossing you $1 over at patreon.com/snarktank. Anyway, this video is a little bit late. For patrons, yes. And for free feeds, it's gonna go go live a day later. There's a lot of E3 shit that I've been doing that I've needed to catch up on, and also just getting shit together for this show specifically, because I have done probably 4 E3 podcasts at this point, and this is another one. So there's a lot of E3 stuff to go over. If this isn't your jam, if you're not a video gamist like us,
pro gamist,
then I guess you're gonna have a miserable time, because this is gonna be a fucking massive geek sesh.
Huge,
massive,
enormous.
So, but before we get into that shit, I broke my fucking glasses the other day, and I want to tell this story specifically because I don't understand the rationale behind it, and if someone can explain to me why this makes sense, feel free to do so. I shattered my glasses the other day. Sucks. And I had to go back to an old prescription, from 2016. These I can barely see right now. It's fucked. And I'm wandering into the fucking Lens Crafters, just wandering in there, and I say, hey, I have my most recent prescription. I need glasses. And they said, oh, sorry, this prescription expired. And then they turned me away.
That's fucking hilarious.
I just don't.
That's the funniest shit ever, dude.
It's literally a vision tax. The idea that I can't, I understand for prescription drugs, right? Oh yeah, you don't want people hoarding these after they really need them, okay? Because they get addicted, all sorts of crazy shit. But I can't fucking overdose on site. What are they protecting me from? Do you have any idea?
That doesn't make any sense. I'd assume the idea was that they just wanted to test your eyes.
Stupid.
To make sure that you're getting the best possible one. But the fact that they wouldn't give you anything and they just turned you away is hilarious. Because what if you just couldn't get back home?
I'm also look, I understand glasses take time to make. They can't just print me a pair of glasses. But at the same time,
they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Possible.
But I don't know. It's just
glasses elves.
It's just weird that a prescription like that can expire to the degree where they wouldn't even give you an old pair just as a temporary fucking thing. That just seems weird that they wouldn't do that. But also you can you can make up a prescription on Warby Parker and
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if as long as you have prescription and you know your prescription, you can just give them that detail or that information and they'll make you lenses and shit. So I don't know.
I haven't had glasses in 10 years. I just stopped wearing my glasses. So
do you need them?
I don't know. I really need glasses.
I feel like you see fine.
I'm I definitely need glasses.
You read the TV from far away pretty all right, so like I don't think you need glasses.
I do, but it would be helpful because not only am I dyslexic, I'm colorblind, and I have astigmatism. So my eyes are really, really bad. I just learned to deal with the fact that I have problems.
Dude, they went when I went to get the eye exam that they charged me $90 for. I went in there, and they took a picture of the back of my eye. I didn't even know that was I didn't even know that was a thing that.
What? They took. What?
Look.
Your eyeballs in a way.
Someone in the comments might be able to explain this, but like straight up, like. They just you put your eye in front of this weird like Wall-E looking machine.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah,
and then they like flash like an insane amount of light into your eye, but you don't see it. I guess I don't know how it works, but
you don't see it though.
But yeah, and it's like here's your optic nerve, and oh yeah, you see it's like you got a thin eye, and I'm like, oh weird.
You got a thin eye. You have a petite eye.
Yeah, I have a petite little really small fuckable eye. And like the fucking like apparently I have a scar on there from like when like I was a little child and I got hooked in the eye at a rainbows in the Bronx. By the way, saw this video trending on Twitter earlier today of like this dude
place.
Huh?
Rainbow, like the boating place?
No, like the discount clothes place in New York. Rainbows?
I only know about cookies. I know about cookies. That's about it. That's the only...
What?
I don't remember rainbows.
You don't remember rainbows?
Nah,
unbelievable. Dude. They were all there. There was one on Gun Hill. That's the one I went to, or Meshulah specifically. But by the way, there was like a video of like this footage in the Bronx earlier of some dude just shooting a guy in front of two kids. So
that's
if
my
you're
home.
yeah, that's the Bronx. It's the Bronx that Sweeney keeps raving about. The Bronx.
I don't rave about the Bronx. Whoa. I don't rave about it. Yeah. I just say that's my home. I don't rave about it at all. I know exactly what that place is like.
You're fucking out of your mind.
I miss it sometimes. Not enough to live there again.
I miss New York. I don't miss the Bronx. Like, fuck the Bronx.
Dude, speaking of something crazy, bro. I was just watching this guy get into an argument, right? It was somewhere in the Middle East, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And one guy got smacked, and he was like, he said something, and the guy smacked him again. He pulled out a grenade, and I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Did it go off?
Whoa, huh?
Did it go off?
Yes, the guy holding the camera ran away, and you saw the grenade go off.
Wait,
and I was like, oh.
he pulled out a grenade and the pin.
He pulled the pin, and then it went off. I don't know if he threw it at somebody or he held on to it and martyred himself. But all I know is that a live grenade was added to the party.
Dude, he martyrdomed himself. That is fucking wild. Imagine being that prepared at any given moment to not only take yourself out, but multiple as well with very little effort. Imagine just like having a grenade on you in case someone pisses you off to the degree that you'd be able to pull that out and actually just do what you need to do.
You got to be bothered already. You can't just do that. That can't be a person that's not already like really upset.
You don't say?
Something serious.
The person carrying the live grenade?
Because that's crazy, bro. A live grenade is like, a live grenade. That's like that's meant to end the game.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That was crazy.
It usually is like where was this you said?
Definitely somewhere in the Middle East. They were all like a little tanner than Puerto Rican people.
It's like the Middle East. The Middle East is somehow on the lower like the lower end chain of like how frequent those videos are. For some reason, like it's like South America and China. China was like more of a lively thing. I mean, general internet stuff, it's like I think it goes South America, like Brazil and places like that. Always some crazy shit. Then I think Russia's next, with like those people like sliding down museums and shattering their backs and dying on the street. Then it's like, then I think it's like the Middle East mixed with like a little bit of the Bronx. It's like the Middle East and the Bronx. Dying? Yeah, just someone fucking going.
I saw a Russian video where this guy sneezed and an explosion came out. And I immediately, as soon as I tried to send that to my friends, it was gone. Like while I was sharing it, it was disappeared. And I was like,
was it you that sent me that video? The dude lighting this cigarette in the shop with the gas leak, and then he becomes like a Super Saiyan.
He just disappeared.
That shit was insane. Dude, the internet is so fucked because it's like I don't even know if this bothers me anymore. It bothers me that it doesn't affect me as deeply as it really should. You know?
It's your empathy being like, bro, there's a problem with that. Like, why are you not like screaming or crying? But my mind's like, you can't scream and cry every time because it happens so often.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Like I wonder if well, no, I don't wonder. It's definitely not healthy to consume that content on a regular basis. But every now and then you see something that just piques your curiosity. Like that gas leak thing was just fucking like, because he did a JoJo pose before. It's like the most insane video. We can't show this to you, obviously. I don't even know. I usually don't look. I usually don't look into those situations because I don't like to know like whether or not they're okay, because it makes it so much worse. But I like to assume like, oh, haha, they're fine. This is Looney Tunes.
There was one video where they were at a gas station in somewhere in Latin America, and a car just blew the fuck up. Like big. Like it wasn't like a small explosion. It was like big enough that the screen disappeared.
You remember that like white dude who blew up like an entire block last year, and no one talked about it because it was a white dude?
What? No.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking crazy.
Blew up a whole block?
I think it happened. I think it was Christmas. I think it was like Christmas of last year that
he
like
blew up a whole block.
I swear to God, there was this video of like this whole block exploding, and it was like no one talked about it. Like I saw it on trending. I didn't even see it trending on Twitter. It just came across my feed by happenstance. It's pretty insane.
I didn't see that.
Anyway,
it was a white dude. No one said anything about it. Classic.
The moral of the story is
the classic. He was a good kid. Never bothered anybody. Really good in school. I love those things so much.
Never bothered a single soul. But the moral of the story is just let me buy my prescriptions. You know.
Yeah, that's where we started.
That's where we started. And this is where we went. Jesus Christ! Does Derrick ground us?
No.
Because we got like a real off topic real quick. But
does Derrick ground us? We're not. None one grounds anyone else. We start talking about you know how many times we've started talking about video games and it diverged into like pussy talk.
I mean, you guys do that.
No, you too.
I don't.
You're not exempt. Don't
roll the tape back. I challenge anyone.
Guys,
I challenge anyone.
Find Chris several times talking about pussy. You'll be able to find
don't
it.
Do that.
You talk about pussy when you don't initiate the pussy talk, but you do partake in a pussy talk.
Well, it's there. Like, I have to keep the show going. I'm not going to like, hey, guys, can we not talk about pussy, please? Can we, like, not talk about... guys, I get a little embarrassed. Like, no. Like, I'm not just going to interject with, like, an awkward segue out of pussy. If it's brought up, then sure, I'll talk about it. But I never, like, bring up... I never goes, like...
You're not a fucking saint.
But I don't start the pussy fire. You know, I don't ignite.
You just happily partake in the meals cooked by the pussy fire.
Look, I got a show to run. All right?
I'm just saying. And
I want to make it easier for me to edit, so I'm not going to like stitch together these like two fucking sentences that may work. Fuck that. Ridiculous. This episode's not being edited at all, by the way. Like, because we want to get this out. We want to get this out as soon as possible because we're a bit late. So whatever happens, whatever mistakes, this is your fault.
Lily bursts in immediately. Bubs.
Oh my God, that would be so. That would be so disruptive. I don't want to think about shit like that.
Because I wouldn't be able to just tell her to get out. She'd be like, "How come? What's going on? Are you recording?" And it'd be ruined.
Anyway, so yeah, broke my glasses. Derrick's out of the country. Often fucking I don't even know, Lithuania, some fucking weirdo place. We'll see him back hopefully if he survives the flight back. Lord knows all sorts of crazy things happen on planes these days.
Why are you just putting that energy out there? What's wrong with you?
I just don't. Can you imagine something bad happens?
Yeah, it would suck dick.
What if he gets Bioshocked? And he's like on a plane that goes down, and he's like, it's Derrick swimming through the ocean up to a lighthouse, and then he goes through the entire experience of Bioshock, and then he comes back a completely changed man. He doesn't want to do the podcast anymore because he's seen too much.
No, he comes back with a bunch of super fucked stories, but he's still just as fucked up. He's just as the same Derrick. There's a really fucked mentality.
Do you think you could go through like a Bioshock experience, and then like or not even just a BioShock, but just like a Silent Hill, any given Silent Hill or like any given Resident Evil, do you think you could like come out of that and then come back to doing this?
I would have. Oh man, because that's hard. Because you're just different at that moment.
Yeah, you're a completely changed person.
But we're already kind of fucked up, you know. Like
not to the degree that
we're
like
not like psychopaths, you know. Because that would make you a psychopath. You'd become crazy.
Yeah.
Like someone would cough around me and I'd put them to sleep. Because like, could you imagine someone acting weird around doing Resident Evil? Like after like Leon Kennedy goes home after Resident Evil 2, and then some guy coughs around him. He's like, "Yo, you cough one more time, I'm putting a bullet in between your eyes."
Yeah, you'd have like PTSD associated with pretty much everything. It's like that video of the dude who gets the surprise party thrown for him and he pulls his gun out.
Dude, he pulls his gun out so fast.
Dude, that life.
He pulled his gun out and then cocked it back and was ready to spray everyone in that room. His daughter was in that room.
It was just his friends and family being considerate. Like, imagine the life that you'd have to live for that to be your immediate response to a surprise party. Dude, my response to a surprise party is also, like, unsettling. It's like, oh, I don't like this. People are in my house. This is a place of safety, and it's now that illusion is completely shattered. Like, I understand that. But then pulling out a fucking blicky, you know, like, holy shit.
Fucking blast switch ready to fucking air people out.
I
think I could come back. I think I'd come back from that. I think I'd be normal still.
I don't think
I'd still be me.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'd be
have
all right.
repressed because I already repress a lot of my feelings. So I'm pretty sure that I could repress too.
There's only so much you can repress though when you're seeing like shit like that. Like the dude, I don't want to spoil it specifically for anybody who's played it, but you go through that baby sequence in Resident Evil 8 and you're fucked. You're not gonna be okay after that.
You'd have to join the military. You'd have to become a military person.
Just to that's a step down.
You'd have to be going to the military because your brain's already used to that kind of shit happens. You know?
Yeah.
So you gotta be like, I gotta go use this because I'm already not okay. Just point me to people I can put to sleep.
You can't put me in a Baskin Robbins now. I am violent. I cannot be trusted among civilian life. Put me in the military where my trauma can be utilized for a greater good.
Or become a mercenary or some shit, man.
Dude, no one would hire that mercenary.
Yeah, they would.
What?
Yeah, the fuck they would.
Well,
yeah, 100%.
No, because Hitman, like Agent 47, isn't some dude who's been traumatized. He's
no, he is traumatized. Objectively, Agent 47 is traumatized.
Not
he's like an autistic traumatized guy,
but not in like a supernatural sense. Like he didn't.
You have to do that. Look, think of it like this. Okay, this is a bit of a stretch. All right, think of it like this. Okay,
all right, I'm ready.
Guts from Berserk. You're telling me he would not be the hottest mercenary on the fucking block? He's killed demons, bro, regularly. A person is chump change to him.
I don't know enough about Berserk to understand. Like, is that the one with the rape horse?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I know about
Trevor Belmont. Like someone that's been through that kind of shit. Like they're the best because they are killers.
No, because Trevor Belmont's not a good assassin because he's experienced supernatural shit. Everybody in that world has experienced supernatural shit.
But he's good. But he's
good at fighting.
He's the MC because like he's already achieved the fact that he's good at killing anything. We've seen him kill. He can do it.
I understand what you're saying. It's just he is not special because he has seen traumatizing shit. He's special because he's good at fighting monsters.
But what happens is if you survive that shit, like if you go through the main character's journey of some sort of fucked supernatural zombie fucking war bullshit, you are going to be the best killer on the planet by the end of that.
I would never assume. Here's the thing: if I made it through the entirety of like Resident Evil 7 or whatever the hell, or something like that,
not seven, maybe 8. I would say 8.
Either one of them. Like if I made it through to not both of them, because that's like a whole like two of those is like you can't make that up. But like if you go through one of those experiences. If I went through one of those experiences, me as myself, and I came out the other side alive, I would immediately assume, wow, that was a mighty fluke. I'm never going to indulge in this again. I'm never taking a vacation. I'm not going to fucking Transylvania or whatever the hell. I'm not
never taking a vacation.
Dude,
I'm staying in my house only.
I'm staying in my country at the very least, or in my state. I'm not going to go to Louisiana and get lost in a mold house. You know, like the adventures stop because I would never believe that I made it out of there by pure skill. I would be like, "Oh my god, so much luck got me out of there."
I would believe there'd be chance. There'd have to be some sort of chance, stuff like that. But
I wouldn't risk it.
You would be like that guy. You'd be like, Chris did that, you know, and you'd know shit. Your perception would probably be way better than it was before because you're always scared now. So if someone fucking opens a door 2 floors down, you'll be like, oh, someone's in the building, and you'd be able to track them.
That's scary. That's a scary amount of power to have.
You'd be better, but you definitely probably end up offing yourself because of how much stress you're under all the time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Oh my god.
I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Anyway, Twitch is interesting. Twitch is pretty interesting right now. We talked a little bit about the hot tub meta in one of the last episodes that we did. I can't remember exactly which one, but like it was definitely a
powerful build, honestly.
Definitely within the last like 5 episodes. I think we've talked about the hot tub thing and like the hot tub streamers like going up and, you know, streaming in like bikinis, and it's essentially like you're bordering on the line of, you know, being a cam girl, and you know, fine, fair enough. There's already like the thing with that shit is that there's already like there was already like a pools and like beaches section on Twitch, I believe. Like people would stream at the beach already, so it's like, all right, there's you're definitely pushing it, but like fine, whatever. Lately though, the last couple days that I've noticed, things have gotten a little bit extra. We got Indie Fox, who was previously doing some hot tub streams. I don't know why she stopped and started doing this. Seems weird. But, you know, just putting binaural microphones up her ass and farting for money. Don't know what to make of this. This is a little weird.
They opened the floodgate, man. They let the hot tub thing go. They were like, it's fine. You don't have to watch it. It's fine. And now, the site is kind of chatterbait with video games sometimes.
Yeah. It's very... Look, I want to say right off the bat, I'm totally fine with like OnlyFans and like Chatterbait and all these things existing. Like whatever. Like there are corners of the internet made for that. But because I am autistic and this is the best way I like to explain things, some sites are designed with their own purpose, and it is usually a good thing for sites to maintain their identity and not kind of you don't put Sprint in a Halo game. Sprint is pretty cool. Maybe Sprint's pretty cool over on Chatterbait. Maybe Sprint's pretty cool on you know, Pornhub and whatever the fuck. But
look, Brazzers has some good Sprint.
Yeah, there's some pretty good sprinting sites. But Twitch, I think, is a little better when there's no sprint. I think it was designed with no sprint in mind. Now they're kind of shoehorning sprint into an ecosystem where it wasn't ready for, and like, you know.
And now that sprint's available, it only incites different kinds of things that are going to inherently destroy the maps.
Exactly.
It nullifies some of the weapons that were already useful, because if there's a whole sprint meta, what about everything that was not involving sprint? People are gonna assume it's too slow.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch the crouch jumping streams, and no one's gonna watch like the.
No one's gonna watch the bomb jump streams. Who's gonna get in vehicles now if they're sprinting all over the place?
Who's gonna watch the vehicle videos? Everyone's gonna tune in to the sprinting vehicles, and then dude.
And then now imagine the sword. Now let's just say someone with large breasts has a sword, right? And then I'm streaming. And then, like, if they can sprint, if they're sprinting around, why are you ever going to look at me, you know, the good old-fashioned melee, regular melee, you know, at 30 FOV, if they have a sword, and they're just going to go around sprinting with the sword, cutting everybody open, you know? Inherently destroys the design philosophy.
I think, I imagine so many people are fucking baffled. But
they're so confused.
They're so fucking confused. If you understand what we're saying, though, God bless you. You probably got a big kick out of this. But I think, I don't know, man. I just think I'm not opposed to this inherently. It's weird. I don't understand this specific genre of pornography in the first place. Like the whole like.
Dude, but,
can I? Hold on.
Them to fart on the mic, dude.
Fart on the mic. Dude, hold on. Honestly, I want everybody in the audience to think about this. Would you rather be caught watching porn, or would you rather be caught watching a streamer fart into a microphone? Dude, I would, if I was watching,
funnier though.
If I was watching Twitch streamers like in hot tubs, like, you know, shitting, like I feel like, and someone walked in, I would immediately like alt tab
Switch
into
to
like
porn.
Into porn, like any kind of legal porn, I would, you know, immediately go to, because that's so much easier to explain than, oh, I wanted to see fucking Amaranth fart into a microphone or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't, no king shame, I guess, but low key kinda.
Yo, you switch to midget porn, bro. You switch to midget gangbangs after it.
Well, it's like if you catch somebody watching midget porn, you're probably going to think to yourself, oh, weird. But you're also going to think to yourself, it's weird. People are into weird things, whatever. It's pornography. I'm not going to dip my toes into this discourse. You catch somebody watching stuff on Twitch, though, then your immediate thought is like, dude, why aren't you just watching porn?
Just watch porn.
Just watch porn, dude.
It's fine, dude. Like, don't even trip. Just watch
fine.
Some good old-fashioned porn.
It's free. It's low res. It's 4K. There's a lot of it.
There's low res. There's 4K.
Also, this weird.
I like low res porn the most. 360p, man. Because then this is a mystery what's going on there. It's like watching it's like watching a Da Vinci painting move.
It's implied.
You don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's implied. It's like, oh, I can't even really see this person's face. That could be whoever I want it to be.
Exactly, dude.
I don't know, man. I just think
classic, like 16-bit video games, bro.
Exactly.
It'll always just be the classic thing.
Your imagination does all the heavy lifting for you.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. This whole thing's fucking just bizarre. Like the whole. Just watch fucking, and even just this weird half step between like, why aren't you just subscribing to cam girls? Like, why not just, at the very least, dude, if you're like into weird shit, why not fund the people who are actually like committed to doing it instead of these like weird half step people on Twitch who are just like, I don't think they would call themselves sex workers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
They're streamers.
Yeah, they'd be like, I'm a streamer, but it's like, okay, but
the thing is this. This how everything works in the world. We understand that this is the beginning, and then it will get worse and worse and worse. That's how it works. There's always one person that opens the floodgate. They need to nip that in the bud immediately. You know, because it's fine if Twitch is a place that has a certain sort of conduct to it, and that is the conduct that it holds itself up to, then that's fine, you know? You shouldn't be afraid of all of the people that are like, that's not fair. We want to watch this. Like, well, no, Twitch is not for that. There are other websites for that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And they should have just done that. But now what happens was we had the hot tubs, and now we have the microphone up the ass meta. And where do we go next? Because that's a strong evolution right there.
Yeah, next is going to be a camera inside someone pointing directly at their cervix, and they're going to like make it talk. They're going to like move, like try and flex the muscles to make it look like they're speaking.
The fucking grave mind.
Oh my god!
Talking in fucking rhyme.
That's the next logical step, right? You know, you take the clothes off, you go up the ass, now you go into the ass, and now it's like there's a whole world down there. You know, like
it's a fucking marshland.
Dude, I wonder how long this is gonna last though, because hot tubs were like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, like I don't know, you bring kids to beaches, and you know, like I could see a lot of arguments being like, whatever, it's just people in hot tubs. I also understand that no one is watching those streams for any other reason than to see half-naked women. But, you
Absolutely.
know,
Duh.
but, you know, there was at least some kind of a case to be made about like the appropriateness of just a person in a bikini, because it's like, whatever, like, but
it's like people saying they were watching hot tub streams because, like, it's like saying you watch Baywatch for the characters. Like,
right.
No, you didn't.
Exactly.
You're a liar. You don't play Dead or Alive for the fucking male characters.
You're
you
right.
Don't.
But Baywatch was on television. You know, like anybody could stumble across Baywatch. And it's like, all right, fair enough, whatever.
True.
I struggle to imagine an appropriate scenario where a microphone is placed up the ass of someone. That is one thing.
Colonoscopy. Me and Nisa were talking about this. If you were getting a colonoscopy and someone was trying to show you how it works, then by all means, the mic up the asshole makes sense.
Yeah. Even so, in an educational capacity, I don't think it quite holds up in the same way.
You'd be surprised what you could post on YouTube for educational purposes.
That is true. YouTube.
You would be surprised.
Well, YouTube,
I watched a 20-minute joking video. I watched a
YouTube,
I was like, whoa.
YouTube is different because YouTube is kind of like, I don't even have a way of justifying that. I was trying. I was trying my best, but you can't. Dude, you can find straight up porn on YouTube if you just like go to most recently up. If you Google any type of porn search term on YouTube, it'll show up in most recently uploaded because they can't filter that shit. It's just too quick and YouTube's too big.
Much.
It's I don't envy the people whose jobs it is to solve this shit.
They're not people. They're robots.
Well, that is also true. But
what the fuck?
Either way, I'm just going to start doing fucking shirtless streams. I'm going to oil myself. I'm going to lather myself in oil. Maybe I'll just cook myself, quite frankly. I'll just like...
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mic near my face and a mic near my genitals. I'm going to get an erection. I'm going to slap my dick against my thighs.
Yeah. It's fine.
That's ASMR. That's ASMR right there.
It is ASMR. It's just like, you know, sensations. You know,
yeah, dude. Like I like feeling the rubbing of my brain with words. It's like, yeah, dude, sure. Rub your brain with my fucking dick. How about that?
Yo, honestly, like at this point, like I don't see how they could really make a case. Like as long as you don't see it, as long as like as long as it's not like literally on camera, like you could do fucking anything. I could just have the camera. I could have the camera like this, and it would be perfectly fine.
Look, all I gotta say is that. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
It's gonna get
crazy. I
crazy.
cannot wait to see the worst. I cannot wait to see it because I'm gonna be there for the bullshit. I'm gonna stream Dark Alliance, the new D&D game, when it comes out, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm using a fleshlight and I'm gonna put as much Vaseline in it as I can, so you guys can hear everything going on down there.
It's not even like a fucking. You know what's weird? The fucking microphone that she's using, it's like a binaural one. Like, it's not even like a cheap one. Like, a binaural microphone is the one that, like, is, like, it's like the shape of two ears, and it, like, it actually, like, displaces sound like it actually, like, an ear would, and it's specifically for ASMR, but it's like, you putting that shit up your ass, dude?
She got money, bro.
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's, like, definitely, I know people who have worked for her, so, like, I know she's got a lot of money.
She's got money, bro.
And by all means, like, dude, make your money, but this is going to be fucking...
Oh, my God. The thing says just end if there's no fart.
People are broken, man. People are broken. Just don't even stream if you're not going to fart for us, dude. Like, why are you even wasting our fucking time with this shit?
I gave you a sub. Fart loud.
Yo. That whole community is like fucking. You'll never find a hive of more concerning individuals than you'll find in Indie Fox's Twitch chat. Like you just
concerning, like
just a sincerely concerning hive.
I can tell you a more concerning group of people.
Well, what?
Sonic fans. Sonic fans above 27.
No.
They're startling human beings.
Yeah, but they're just autistic. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. You know
what? Yeah, they're just autistic. Yeah,
it's like there's a difference between like, oh, I like Sonic, therefore I have a learning disability, and being a genuine creep.
You were talking about how Sonic is pretty much just an autism test.
I think like, dude, this I don't know. Look, I don't want this to seem offensive to anybody.
It's not at all.
Dude,
it's
listen.
simple.
I'm fairly certain. I can't be sure. But I would be fucking staggered if I was not on the spectrum in some way. Like, I'm pretty confident there's something wrong. I don't open emails because they stress me out just seeing them. I'll wait until someone calls me. They're like, where the fuck are you? Why haven't you answered your emails? Like, sorry, I'm scared of them. I
don't think I'm on the spectrum, but I'm definitely shattered. Like, there's something wrong upstairs. Like,
you're just broken. I don't think you're autistic.
Yeah, there's something wrong up there.
But yeah, dude, like, honestly, in my experience, typically if someone likes Sonic, that seems to coincide with a certain type of person. God bless him. I think it's the big eyes, personally. I think it's the fact that their eyes are joined.
I think it's the speed. I think it's the speed in which he processes things, because it makes them realize how bad they are at processing the change in the world.
I mean, I don't know. That's a whole, we're none of us are medical professionals, so we'll leave this conversation. We'll leave this conversation to you guys, the audience.
I'm trying to be a nurse. That's way bigger than what I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna put people's stomachs back in their bodies when they come out. That's it. Or I'm gonna clean shit off like really big people. Like, I ain't that. That's not me.
Oh my God, that's so. I could never do that. I could never do a job like that.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely quit eventually.
Just fucking leave. So
eventually.
So we touched on the Indie Fox thing. The last thing I want to talk about before we get into E3 is this. I don't know if you saw this, but did you see this Dream video where, like,
I have not. I'm gonna watch a little bit right now to see how bad it is.
There's this Dream song called Mask or something. And it's just this terrible. You've seen the memes of, like, the CG character that's used in it. It's like, it's just.
Oh my God! Yeah, he looks so disgusting.
It's really embarrassingly bad, to the point where, dude, he's talking about, like, I struggle a lot and I wear a smile because I cannot feel happy on my own. I wear a smile mask and I've worn it so long that it's real now, and all this crazy stuff. And it's very, like, hashtag deep. Like 17-year-old, wow, how introspective.
Dude, I saw his report card meme, and he got all Fs, and I was like, bro, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's gotten all Fs ever. Like, can you imagine failing every single one of your classes? Like, you don't find anything that you're naturally good at, or just, like, it's not even like, okay, you're not good. I'm not good at math, man. I can't do math at all. Like, I'm fucking inept when it comes to math. I still have to fucking count on my fingers. I fucking can't do it. But I can write shit. I'm at least, like, A+ in English, and, like, fucking, there's economics I'm okay at, and all this other shit. Like, imagine getting an F- on more than one, not only more than one, all of your classes. Gym. You can't use study hall. Imagine failing study hall.
How do you get all F? I'm crying.
Dude, man, that's what Minecraft does.
I would be so scared to give that report card to my parents.
All right, Dream. What's 1 minus 2? What do you mean? Do you mean 1 minus 1 block minus 1 block?
Wood?
Yeah, TNT?
Wood? Diamond sword?
Creeper?
Creeper?
I
Minecraft
swear,
Steve?
It
Box.
can't, dude. Box.
Box. We're being dickheads. I look. We've all failed classes here before. Look, I was the kid that was forced to stay home and study all the time, and then I remember I took honors chem and I got a 67 on a class, and I got a 2 on the AP. And I was so confused because I studied a lot. Like, I thought I was doing good when I took the test. And then when I got the score back, I had to recalculate my life. My grandma made me stop playing basketball. Like, that's how off I was in that period of time. So I failed classes. But all Fs is bad. That is bad. Like, dude, that's reset. You got to reset. You got to figure out what you're going to do with your life because school ain't it. You got to drop out of life. You got to drop out immediately.
That's restore to factory default. Like, you gotta, there's something went wrong in like the updating phase, and now you gotta defragment that entire hard drive. Like, look, I failed classes. Like, obviously, like I think everybody's failed at least one class. Like, and there are classes where I like barely scrape by. Like, oh hey, here's a D for fucking physics or whatever, and it's like, all right, whatever. Like, it's math. I'm bad at math. Like, every math I can't do. I just fucking whatever. It's just the fact that it's all Fs. Like, bro, every single that's fucking gonna become class.
My screen. I'm making this my screensaver, actually.
You should make that your Twitter header. It's just all Fs. But all dude, Fs. It's that whole video is so bad. It's like this really over the top, edgy, like feel sad for me song, but it's not even like half as good as like it's just not. It's not even as good as like Evanescence. You know, like it's just bad. It's just like. It's written so poorly. He's like, there's a part in that song where it's like devastating to him, where it's like, they think I might need glasses, and it's like, okay. I think I might need glasses as well.
I desperately need glasses.
I have glasses, and I need glasses. And to be perfectly frank, having glasses is like one of the positives that I have. Like that's like the thing that I have that's like that's one of the few things that I have to deal with that I'm like, man, I'm glad it's this, you know?
Yeah, because like
it's not so bad.
You could be an ice kid. That could always be another reality where like your mom's gonna get taken away from you and you're gonna get sold in a box that's supposed to be furniture in it.
They took my mom from Calabasas. Like fucking dude. You know. Yeah, you could be like a deported kid, but it's like, oh, they think I might need glasses is like this harrowing experience for Dream. How sheltered. Bro. How sheltered do you have to fucking be?
Okay, let's I feel like such an asshole. Okay, look. The whole Dream situation is hilarious. I watch a content creator called Omni who like has been like up to date with all the Dream bullshit since like the beginning of the quarantine. And Dream's kind of an asshole. He's kind of an asshole. He has a very toxic fan base who just take things to the extreme. He was doxxed apparently. It may have been doxxed. Like it's just so much shit going on with that whole Minecraft sphere involving him.
Look, that sucks. Doxing is shitty, unless it's like a pedophile or something. In which case, look, I'm not gonna tell you to do it, but like, you know,
if you do it, then
I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how dare you, consistency and morals and all that. It's like, nah, like that's fine. But Dream, I don't know. You cheat in Minecraft and you get doxxed. That seems a bit like that. The punishment does not fit the crime in that scenario.
110% does not.
You know?
That's so fucking wild that people were like, "You cheated in Minecraft. I should reveal where your family is," because the internet is an unhealthy place, dude. People get unhealthy attachments, and they just do fuck shit. And it's like, you think it's okay to dox him because he cheated in Minecraft?
Yeah.
What is your life like?
There's a lot of crazies, and you know, that's the case with all corners of the internet. But I just wanted to talk about it because that video was so bad. It was like one of the worst.
It was really bad. The all Fs has to become my background. That's gonna be like I need that.
It is funny. It is. There's a lot of good meme material in it, and I
hope he gets over this though, because like. The Minecraft fans are so bad.
Well,
they're so poisonous.
Listen, the thing, not to refocus criticism on Dream, but this whole video is about how like you shouldn't take medication if you're having like mental illness or whatever. Ooh. And it's like, or at least that's like kind of the thing that I got from it. It was like, I'm sad and they gave me pills, but I threw them down the drain and now I feel good. And it's like, you know, maybe
don't. Be a certain case, friend.
Yeah, listen, maybe you're probably just overdiagnosed. You're probably just like, I got nervous before I peed my pants, and then like And
Doctor's
your doctor,
like, all right, Ritalin.
yeah, the doctor was like, "Oh, you're nervous once, you have anxiety," and then they gave him pills, and he was like, "This isn't working." Like, I'm sure that happens to some people, but it's like,
I'm still pissing my pants.
It's
like now I'm pissing my pants more if it's like you gave me this.
I got really nervous because I saw Buff Carell on YouTube, and it made me insecure.
Yo, Buff Carell, amazing.
God bless Buff Carell.
God bless him entire. This has been the most fucking out of this podcast. Derrick does ground us. Holy shit. Derrick's grounds us because like this is just like us talking in the house again, and it's just like bullshit being said left and right.
That is true. This is every podcast with just you and me just becomes our normal day in front of microphones.
All right, let's talk about E3 stuff.
Yeah,
let's focus towards video games.
Yeah, we're back now that all the all the current events is done. All right. Let's jump into E3. So obviously we're at the point now where everybody's gone already. Microsoft went, Nintendo went, Ubisoft, Gearbox, Take-Two, and Square Enix went. Most of them were bad. Not very good at all. There's that one Final Fantasy game, like the Final Fantasy Origins, Strangers of Paradise or whatever the fuck, that looks like DMC except not fun. And that entire trailer is literally just that one guy from Final Fantasy being like, I want to kill chaos.
I'm here to kill chaos.
I'm here to spread my lips for chaos. I'm here to...
Fuck chaos. I'm here to put my veiny pee-pee in chaos.
Literally the whole thing is just that, and I couldn't believe how bad it was. But new Final Fantasy for everybody.
So let's go over the bad.
Then
the good.
So I almost don't even remember any of the bad because what was the... Well, okay. The Take-Two Interactive, they own...
really bad.
They publish... I'm fairly certain they publish...
Rockstar, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm fairly certain they publish like GTA and Red Dead and I think Borderlands as well, but I could be wrong. I feel like I remember Borderlands being like a 2K game. But they had an E3 keynote that was literally just a Zoom call about like diversity, and they didn't show anything. Like it was just people on Zoom talking about this industry, and it was just like, okay, that's fun. That's a nice little thing. Why would you do that? Massive waste of time.
Gargantuan. Gigante.
I couldn't. That was easily the worst. Then
yes. We had Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. I was just bored. It wasn't like they had that Mario Rabbids thing that inexplicably is apparently pretty good.
Rabbids is a good game. It was a good game. People liked it a lot, and I didn't play it yet because I saw Rabbids and I was done with Rabbids like when Rayman came out because I played Rayman back in the day, so I'm like over the Rabbids and stuff like that.
Why are you saying Rabbids and Raymond?
Rayman is where the rabbits came from.
Rayman. Why are you saying Rayman?
Sorry, Rayman is where the rabbits came. The rabbit, because they're not rabbits, they're rabbids.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from, and I was like, all right, I did this years ago. I'm over it. But people love that game, so
I mean, more power to them. More power to them. They had that Avatar thing as well that I just don't care about at all. Avatar sucks. Like, it's just not a good movie. Like, it's...
How are you validating making an Avatar game almost... Let me check when Avatar came out, actually.
2009. Christmas.
I think it did. I remember seeing it around my birthday. I could be wrong, though.
I swear... I feel like I remember Christmas 2009. I could be wrong. But I'm fairly certain.
2009, you were nail on the head. 2009... December 18th, nail on the head.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, it got re-released in theaters again.
That's right.
It got in theaters again. So that game came out that movie came out 12 years ago. And they're like, let's make a video game for this movie that came out 12 years ago that frankly sucks dick. That movie, I hate that movie so much.
It's not good.
So much.
Like, it's genuinely not a good movie. Like, the most I'll say about it is that it's a movie. It's competent. It's finished. It doesn't glitch. It doesn't there's no dropped frames on the Navi or whatever the fuck. The CG works, I guess, but The whole time, I have never felt so hollow watching a movie that was trying so desperately to be the opposite. It was like, look at all these colors. Look at all these great creature designs. Isn't this cool? I'm like, yeah, but I don't care. Also, let's be real. They would have gotten swept the fuck up by the military. Like,
yeah.
I don't believe for a fucking second that robots and helicopters with and VTOLs with machine guns mounted on the side of them. VTOLs.
That's great. Look, the best part about that movie is that Zoe Saldana's in it. She is a goddess amongst women. Great. Sigourney Weaver's in it. I love Sigourney Weaver. She's cool people, you know. But the movie was just another, we're from different worlds, but we can learn to love each other. It's like Pocahontas, just in space.
Yeah,
and I don't give a fuck about Pocahontas. I'm glad she dies. I'm glad. I wish John shot her earlier. I wish John killed her earlier.
What are you saying, dude?
I don't even care, bro. I'm part that people, and I'm still saying that. I mean it.
Yo, you're crazy. You're out of your mind.
I hate that movie. I hate Avatar. I hate everything about. I hope the next movie starts with all of them getting yellow fever or fucking the whooping cough or some shit like that. Like, I fucking hate that movie.
Dude, okay. I mean
it.
All right, man.
I mean it. Fuck this. Fuck that movie.
Whoa, dude.
Why would it take the name as The Last Airbender? It disrespected my fucking show, bro. Fuck them. Fuck them. Bro, I'm fucking out of here.
Okay, I understand that. I can understand the name thing. Put that into perspective, because that's the same thing I feel with Beyonce and Halo. Like, she ruined searching Google for Halo stuff for me, because the first thing's always fucking Beyonce's fucking. I can see your Halo. And it's like, very cool. Very cool, B. Why don't you go ruin The Lion King?
She didn't ruin it, but she definitely did not help it.
She didn't help it. If it was anybody else, The Lion King would have been 1% better, but like, it still would have been a shitty movie.
1%.
But yeah, so Avatar was probably like the biggest thing they showed. They showed Rainbow Six Quarantine too, which looks fucking generic as fuck. Like, I couldn't believe how generic it went.
It looks like Gears without any of the characters of Gears.
Yeah, it looks like Gears without the melodramatic charm. It looks like Destiny without any of the good art design. It looks like it just looks bad. Like, Rainbow Six is supposed to be like grounded tactical military action, and I get that this is like a side thing, and it's not like, you know, freedom of expression to do whatever you want with side projects. I get it. Like, Halo made a fucking like a film noir detective stealth game because it wasn't a numbered title.
ODST?
With ODST. So like, I get it, wanting to experiment, but I don't know, something about just, oh, let's take this thing that exists, but let's put aliens in it. It's so fucking boring, and it's so expected. One of the things that I appreciate about a lot of the stuff that we saw, honestly, this year is that, like, people are starting to use vampires a lot more often, which is kind of cool, because I feel like zombies are kind of, you know.
Vampires, I hate vampires as a classical nerd. A contemporary nerd, as you could say. I hate vampires, but it's cool seeing them in games where I can kill them.
Right, it's fun to kill vampires.
Happy.
There's more.
I like how they scream.
There's more involved with vampires. You get to, like, I mean, I don't know how these games are gonna work exactly, but like, I don't know. There's a whole silver mechanic and like the whole cross and all this, you know, the stake and like there's.
They learned from Castlevania that vampires are cool again.
It's more.
I'm okay with that.
It's just more interesting than zombie game number 578. As excited as I am for Back 4 Blood, because it's like
that is something that made me really scream.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. Hopefully it's good. I have no reason to believe it wouldn't be. It's the same studio.
It's gonna at least be fun. It's gonna at least be fun. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want from it. It doesn't have to be stunning anywhere. It has to be fun.
Most games that like copy Left 4 Dead are pretty solid. Like, even World War Z, that wasn't bad at all. Like, it was a bit like they went a little bit overboard with like the weapon customization. It was like, attachment this will boost damage, and it's like, I don't really care about damage in Left 4 Dead. It's just more about like the horde and like the bosses that come by every now and again. Like, I don't care if this attachment is going to give me like +6 damage. Like, I just don't give a shit about that shit.
That's the RPG aspect of shit that people like. Okay, I'm gonna say this. It makes me really upset to say, but so many games that are RPGs don't need that aspect of it. It just needs the addition. I love role playing games, right? But if you're gonna give me RPG, I want in-depth RPG. I don't want like this is plus damage. This is plus damage reduction. Oh, fire. No, I want like real deep customization. Like I want like to really be able to change the way my characters function. Opposed to like this character is just going to shoot, but there's going to be these air quote different abilities that come from him or like stuff like that. Like I want like real RPG shit. So like I don't really like that everything needs to do that now.
Yeah, it's
like God of War. I didn't think it needed the whole RPG aspect of it. Like I don't. It's not necessary, you know.
Yeah, I paid very, very, very little attention to that. Like skill trees are fun. Like I think they're fine. Like in Ratchet and Clank, there's like your weapons upgrade over time, and it's like all right, that's fun.
That's fun. That's fine.
Yeah, like, but that's as deep as it should go, I feel like. And even for a game like Back 4 Blood, which is supposed to be Left 4 Dead, the whole fun of Left 4 Dead is that it's very approachable, and you can pick it up, and you immediately know how to play. You know what a gun does because of the kind of gun it is. It doesn't need this weird knowledge of like attachments and like, oh, this one has a silencer, so it does this instead. It's like, no, just listen. Just put a gun in front of me. Have it function consistently so I can get excited when I see it on the map at some point, and just let me have fun shooting zombies with my friends. Or give me different bits of equipment that I can use, like the Molotov and the fucking boomer bile and the
let the things that happen from the weapons be done visibly or physically. Like you pick up a gun, you pick up a pistol, has a silencer on it. By nature of knowing what a silencer is, this pistol is quieter than a normal pistol.
Yeah.
You don't got to give me a whole stat sheet spread of like, oh, take this off, customize, here's this. That came from, unfortunately, the game that started that shit was Modern Warfare 2. It's the first game that really started the whole like, oh, this does all this different stuff, and like, look at that, and this is like,
yeah,
we don't need that.
I just, you shouldn't ever be in a situation where like you can have a default sniper rifle and then put a scope on a pistol and up the damage on a pistol to the point where it's basically the same thing. Like, weapons have roles, and that's kind of like why Left 4 Dead is so good and why a lot of other sandbox-driven FPSs are so good, and why I think this is probably going to be good too. I don't think they've talked about RPG mechanics exactly, but I hope if they're in there, they're minimal as possible. Back 4 Blood was cool. Looking forward to that.
What's next?
What else? We could talk about Nintendo since they went
we should
most
talk about
recently.
Nintendo and Xbox last.
Well,
they did good. Those are good choices.
That is true. So that is true. Yeah. What's the worst?
Let me look up. Let me go.
Man, I'm trying to remember like what the worst shit.
I feel like we blocked so much shit out because we were like, oh, that's stupid.
Well,
I'll go to the Explore page. I'll go to gaming real quick.
I'm trying to like really. I feel like nothing outside of what we already just talked about was
really
particularly bad. It was just that things were either like kind of uninteresting or, fine.
Oh, I'll voice one of my own personal art gripes because I've been talking about it for the last like 2 weeks. But there was no information about Baldur's Gate 3 from Malarian Studios. And that really, really, really bothered me because I want some sort of information for that game.
We told you weren't going to get it. I told you.
I was so upset because we have one friend who's like properly involved in that business, and he was supposed to be there actually. And he was like, I don't think there's going to be anything, man. And I was like, just let me have faith. And there was nothing. So for all my D&D fans out there, my Larian Studio fans, we got a little bit longer before we get the game, but just keep it in your prayers. We will play Baldur's Gate soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well,
we'll play. Don't well me. Don't say that.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Square Enix they showed like 20 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I just didn't give a shit about. I don't know how you felt about that. Did you even see that?
I didn't really see it. I didn't see it. My friend said it looks cool. I hope it's actually a game and not just like half a game like Avengers was.
It's a single player. It's a single player game. You play a Star-Lord. You command the other Guardians. So it's like
it's more of like tactics, I guess.
So it looks like God of War, except like you're Star-Lord and Square is Atreus, or Square is like, I was gonna say Drix from fucking Ozzy and Drax, and like you can summon your. It looks. I don't really understand it. It looks a little janky. It looks like a Marvel game. Like it looks fine. There's nothing bad about it necessarily, and there's like some telltale elements to it too, where like there are conversations that you can choose different paths on, and then like it'll say like, Rocket will remember this or whatever the fuck, and
Rocket will remember that you shot him.
Yeah, something like that. Like it looks interesting. I just I don't think I needed 20 minutes on it because then they immediately went to do another Marvel thing that I can't even fucking remember.
Okay.
And then
Is that about it?
That's pretty much it from everybody that isn't the main two. Sony didn't go, obviously. Well, they went in a weird way where they were like, "Hey, here's Death Stranding director's cut," and that had like a weird Metal Gear Solid reference that I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that's like a telegraph.
Remake?
I'm pretty sure that I think it's a telegraph to a Metal Gear Solid remake. They've been talking about that for a while. So I don't know. Okay. But that's really it.
I'll let you handle Xbox and I'll do Nintendo.
Yeah. So I thought Microsoft had a pretty good show. They started with Starfield, which, is a game that people care about. Like, look, I like to talk shit on Bethesda a lot, like especially for Fallout 76, which I think outside of the map design of it is a complete fucking disaster. Kale loves that.
What?
Well, Kale, I shouldn't say that. Kale hated it at first, but he's played a lot of 76. He loves Fallout. Kale. Like he's a fucking Fallout nerd. But so look, Fallout 76 is janky. Fallout 4 was not the best. But I really like Skyrim. I really like Fallout 3. To be honest, I enjoyed myself with Fallout 4, even though it wasn't that great.
Same.
I had a good.
It's fun.
I had a good time with it. It was like it felt less like an RPG, sure, but it felt like, wow, this is a really fun open world single player FPS. Is kind of how I felt about it, and I thought it was pretty good. And Far Harbor is apparently really good also. So, but I haven't.
So is Rise of the Automatons, man. It's not bad.
I haven't looked into those because I fell off it by that time. But the point is, it's easy to poke fun at Bethesda, but for whatever reason, whenever there's a new Bethesda game, ever since Fallout 3, I've just been kind of excited to see whatever the hell it is. And I'm probably going to play it, and I'm probably going to have a really good time with it. It's going to be janky. It's going to be busted. But as long as it's not Bethesda being like, hey, this is a multiplayer game. They just can't do it. They can't do multiplayer. They're not built for that. They need to stop. And as long as it's a single-player game, I have confidence that it will be at least pretty good and pretty entertaining. That has a date of, I think, November 11th, 2022, so exactly 11 years after Skyrim, exactly. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
And then I think they had a consistently strong showcase. There's not a lot of stuff that I remember specifically, but nothing in that show made me be like, there was this one thing called Party Animals that was like, that looks like Fall Guys or whatever the hell. I don't really care about that. But they showed, oh my God, I'm trying to remember exactly everything. I know they showed Back 4 Blood coming to Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. They showed a lot. They showed that beautiful fucking Forza game, which I think it looks insane.
I could have gone for not 10 minutes of in-depth gameplay of Forza.
A lot. Don't get me wrong, but it's beautiful.
It is a beautiful looking game. And there's a lot of cool Game Pass shit coming because Game Pass is fucking crazy good. I don't understand.
There was Psychonaut information too.
Psychonauts 2, which looks fucking sick. They did a pretty good job. Halo obviously was the big thing for me. I'm very pleased with everything I'm seeing out of that, even with sprint and shit being in there, which obviously
even with them moving fast and me not liking moving fast movement.
Well, they actually move kind of slow even with sprint, and like you can shoot directly out of sprint, so it's like it's not like a huge hindrance.
Oh, really? Is it like Destiny where just like you go right out of sprint you can use a weapon? Okay,
yeah, it looks
really
even
good.
It looks even faster than Destiny actually, but
that's
like
great.
So it looks really good. It looks like they're focusing on the sandbox again. It looks like the first proper sequel to Halo 3 that we've ever had. Halo 4 was just this fucking. It was a sequel to Halo Reach, which it never should have been. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope there's a beta soon. Somehow they dated Starfield for next year, but they didn't date Halo for this year. Don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Might be delayed. That would be unfortunate. But
again, that'd be really bad.
I wonder if they could get away with like doing putting out the campaign or multiplayer first.
If they put the multiplayer first, people will shut the fuck up. People will clean shut the fuck up.
Probably. I want that story to be good. It looks pretty fucking good from what I've seen, but like, we can't tell from how little we've seen.
What I am mostly excited for is the back to basic designs of the weapons.
Yeah.
That is what made me really happy. Seeing the pistols design is returned back to a very smooth, streamlined form of what one's was made me really happy. So, guys, granted, 5 years ago, I did not understand true Halo design, but I've lived with Chris for more than half a decade. So I have I have an eye. Like, I can pick out each armor based on a game now, which is really sad. You know, I don't even remember my girlfriend's birthday all the time, but I can look at Halo armor and be like, oh, that's Halo 4 armor. I can tell because there's far too many lines and jagged points. This is Halo 5 armor because everything's so bulky, and I can tell 1, 2, and 3 just simply by the resolution. So that's sad.
They've all got different art, man. But I'm happy with what I've seen. I'm excited to play the beta whenever that comes out. I think they said summer, so in the next I expect by August. Like, there's no way they're gonna
sign up for that thing so I can be able to get the beta action. I'm gonna do that right now.
Well, yeah, I'll remind you, so you can do it after the show. But I'm really happy with Halo. If anybody was curious, I'm sure there's some people who were. They showed Stalker 2, which looks pretty beautiful as well.
Cool.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, that's a thing that people really like. That was always too much for me. Replaced, which I think looks fucking gorgeous. If anybody hasn't seen that game, it looks like fucking like pixel art.
Yes.
It looks like pixel art Octopath Traveler steampunk Castlevania, which is like,
it looks so fucking, because I like the art, the transition of the art style into combat.
Yeah,
looks way cool. So I'm excited for that.
And then they showed Plague Tale has a sequel. I've heard the first Plague Tale is really good. I want to play it. I heard it's pretty short too. So, but that exists. Redfall, which was the thing that they ended on, wasn't super stoked on that because they didn't show any gameplay of it. It was just like the cinematic teaser. Whatever. I'll be excited when I see gameplay of it. But it's Arcane, so it's probably going to be pretty good. Arcane hasn't made a bad game outside of that fucking Wolfenstein. That was just not ideal. Doom Eternal upgrade next gen, a bunch of little other things, but overall I think they had a pretty good showcase. Nintendo also had a pretty good showcase, I thought. Some stuff that surprised me. I wasn't expecting fucking a 2D Metroid.
That is what got me the happiest. Now, I want Breath of the Wild 2 really badly, but as anyone knows me, I am a gigantic Metroidvania fan, so seeing that again is what sent me over the moon. It looks really good. It looks like it's just more of Samus's Return, just polished up and put on the Switch, which is already a good idea. I'm excited for all the new movement options. It's a lot that goes into it, and I'm really excited. They showed like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of gameplay. I checked last, which seemed really good. It was like a gameplay demo. They didn't give us any information about when it was coming out. No, they said October, right?
For Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm fairly certain it was October. I'll check. October 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So October. So I'm really, really excited about that. Along with that, they also talked about Super Mario Party Superstars, which is pretty much Mario Party, but they're bringing back a bunch of old maps from 64, which is one of the crowd favorites.
Yeah.
Putting it into the new game. So I enjoy that. That's going to be really cool. I'm excited to just play more stuff. It's not like a hold on.
You know what's crazy? For whatever reason I found myself getting kind of excited about what the fuck, WarioWare.
WarioWare is a classic.
Because
Those are great games.
WarioWare, I only played one WarioWare game on I think it was WarioWare Touched on the DS. And I fucking loved that game. It's so weird, but like I have this weird soft spot for Wario where it's like, I like this. It's dumb. There's no reason they should have made another one of these, but I'm glad they did it anyway. Advance Wars 2. Advance Wars
was 1 and 2.
1 and 2. I thought that was kind of cool. Joe's always talking about that game. I never got into it, but
Advance Wars like, oh my god, the Smash reveal of Kazuya was insane. The fighting game community was like, yay! And I was like, oh, I know who that is. That guy's really cool. And a lot of the Smashers were like, that's not a big tit anime girl. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, the Smash community, the worst community in video games, probably. So, Super Monkey Ball.
I never played those games.
Mania. What?
I never played those games. The Super Monkey Ball. I never had the last Nintendo. So here's what it is. I went from the NES. As far as like Nintendo consoles go, I went from the NES to the Wii to the Switch. I never owned a GameCube. I never owned a Wii U. I never owned an SNES or 64. I had a 64 until like I bought a 64 in like 2012 to play shit, but you know I didn't. I just never got into these games. I know what they are though, because I've seen there was this Xbox Live Arcade game that I played all the time that was basically this. It was like a Marble Blast Ultra, which, by the way, was awesome, and I would love for that to be backwards compatible somehow. Like I would play the shit out of Marble Blast Ultra. It was so frustrating and good. But yeah, new Monkey Ball, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is coming also. Like if that's exciting to people.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a really big thing people are excited for.
Yeah,
I'm kind of over my JRPG phase, but Shin Megami Tensei is the original parent series to Persona, so. If you like those kinds of like kind of darker, gloomy, you know, sort of Japanese mythology games, you probably like that. They got Danganronpa is another very much so a JRPG that
Colin loves Danganronpa.
Colin Moriarty likes Danganronpa?
He loves Danganronpa.
What?
Can't stop talking about it. Every time I come over his house, he goes, oh, Chris, you got to play Danganronpa, man. You got to play Danganronpa. And then he tells me something about Sony Liverpool and how they were shut down.
We got Fatal Frame, made in Blackwater 2. Fatal Frame, I'm pretty sure it's a remake of Fatal Frame 2 or 1. If I'm not mistaken. Or is it a brand new game?
It's a remake of something. See, I liked Fatal Frame, but I don't know if I liked this one. I think something about this one was weird because Made in Blackwater, I think, is like the worst Fatal Frame game. So it's weird that they're like.
I don't. Because I remember playing Fatal Frame on the GameCube.
I played it.
One I ever played.
I played it on PS3 with backwards compatibility. So like I don't know.
We probably played the same one. We might have.
I played 2, I think.
Yeah, same. So but I don't remember if this is good or not. But it's Fatal Frame. You know, it's a unique kind of game for a certain kind of group. So
Fatal Frame is cool. There's a cloud version of fucking Guardians of the Galaxy coming to Switch, which weird. Don't know how that's exact. Yeah, so this is actually like real. Like, so they've been for games that are just too powerful for the Switch to run. They've been finding ways for Nintendo to run them off of servers from like so like basically like there's a cloud version of Control that you can buy on the Switch. Now, like right now, it's been out for a while. I don't know how it runs because I'm sure it depends on internet and all this weird shit. But that's one way that I guess the Switch is going to try and keep up by like. Still,
PlayStation 4 doesn't even round Control the best.
Yeah,
so I couldn't imagine playing it on a Switch in any capacity. It's probably tough.
But yeah, overall, like, you know, nothing crazy. They ended with Breath of the Wild, but not really enough for me to get excited about it personally. It's just, you know, they just showed that it existed, and you get a little bit more details. It's like, oh, you can go up into the skies of Hyrule, which is like neat. I'm sure there'll be like some dragon or something that you could fly, or like some weird shit like that, air traversal. But overall,
I'm excited. I think Nintendo had a pretty solid showcase.
Yeah,
it was.
I think so.
The Metroid thing was what put me over the top. With this is like, oh, this is insane. I feel like Xbox and Nintendo both came there and played basketball, and everybody else was kind of just like,
yeah, everybody else just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. I couldn't.
It's a pandemic,
dude. Fucking Gearbox with Randy Pitchford running around like a movie set for the Borderlands movie, like harassing Eli Roth and Kevin Hart, and just like. It's just, and he would ask people questions, then he would like talk over them as they were answering. Like he would just talk over like Eli Roth and shit. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? You just look like an asshole.
Just
Randy Pitchford is so unlikable.
More like Border Dams, you know.
He's just so fucking unlikable, man. Like it's wild. But you know, I think he blocked me on Twitter.
Really? Oh my god!
I think his @ is like Duval Magic or something. Yeah, he blocked me. Oh well. What a shame. I'm blocked by Randy Pitchford. They did have a Borderlands announcement of Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which looks kind of, you know, looks neat if you're into Borderlands.
That's a magic one, right? That's like
it's like Borderlands, but like it's new. It's like a jumping in point. And it's like in a fantasy setting. It's like that could be fun. I could see that being kind of neat. Yeah. But overall, I'd say Microsoft and Nintendo had the only real presence there that was of any consequence. No new hardware for the Switch, so, you know.
Yeah, very sad, but I'm pretty sure they're going to announce that probably, I don't know, maybe in Christmas time so we can get it in March like the Switch. Let's hope, because this console needs a power up desperately.
But even if it gets it, it's not going to be nearly as powerful as a PS5 or Series X. That's kind of the issue.
I'm fine with that, but I wouldn't. But 60 frames portable is fine for me. That's a perfect place to exist in portable world.
That would be pretty amazing, but
because 120 is now very much so attainable on both the consoles. Like it's not even hard to push that. Because that's all I was talking about, and I'm pretty sure Ratchet can get up to 120. So
no, I don't think it can.
Not that one.
No, not Ratchet to 120. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a max of 60. Yeah.
No, it is because it had a fidelity form that was 60, I think.
Yeah, I think because Dustin, who's somebody who does Sacred Symbols with me, he was like, yeah, it's there was like a glitch where it was like registering 120, and it was like fucking with the what is it called, the HDR or whatever the fuck, because it's not meant to run that way, but. Ratchet and Clank is, by the way, really good.
Amazing. Fucking. Did you get to the part with the giant robot yet?
I mean, yes.
With the like when you're riding the rails around the giant robot.
I don't know.
That game is visually wild.
Yeah, it's super stunning.
The fur looks great. The voice acting, it's a good game. I'm just like, oh, they just did a good job on this. I'm proud of them.
Yeah. Insomniac's killing it, man. They just put out Miles Morales too. Like it's fucking
That's true.
insane.
Miles Morales was fucking. On the PS5, it was a treat. I played on the PS4, and it was, like, good. But the PS5, it was, like...
Dude, it's crazy that, like...
out of this world.
It's getting to a point where, like, I'm trying to, like, look at games that I used to play, and I'm like, how the fuck did I stomach this? Like, how did I stomach 30 frames per second ever?
It's jarring, bro.
Dude, because I even tried it on Ratchet and Clank, where I was like, oh, let me see what fidelity mode is like, you know? And when you pause it, yeah, it looks fucking gorgeous. Like, unreal how good it looks. But it feels like shit to play.
I can't do that, dude. I noticed that first when Destiny switched to 60. And then I went back into the play on PS4, and I was like, this is horrendous.
Yeah, playing Destiny on PC versus PS4 is like a night and day. It's insane. I couldn't go back. It was like, you remember when I was just like, I can't play with you. I can't do it.
It's so fucking bad, man. Like, I don't know how people... You're stronger than me, my friend.
I would rather just play the game and have it look like a PS1 game than play it at that fucking frame rate, man. Like, sincerely.
I can't do 30 frames anymore. And that's what bothers me about Nintendo. Like, they had the Ancient Gods thing, and I was like, oh, cool. I love Doom Eternal. I beat it like a few months ago, and I even beat like most of the DLC, and I was like, oh, I can't imagine not playing this on at least a computer. Because, like, I play it on PC, and on PC, it looks wild. Even better than it does on consoles. So, like, playing it on the Switch this seems painful to me.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Playing Doom not on a computer.
Oh, yeah. Doom on the Switch is the worst version, without a doubt. Like, it's like playing Witcher 3 on a fucking Switch. It's just like, don't do that. Like, you might as well just not play that, you know? Use your Switch for, like... Is Tetris Effect on Switch?
Is it? It should be.
I feel like it should be. Just play that.
That's a perfect Switch game, actually.
Play Tetris. Yeah, play Tetris Effect, because that game is fucking perfect. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all we had to say for E3. Like, overall, I would say it was kind of terrible.
Yo, it's not on a Switch.
Is it really not?
That's such a waste. That's a perfect Switch game.
It is a perfect Switch game. Oh, well.
This game could make the Switch a better console, actually, if it was on there.
Tetris Effect is so good. Like, I remember you were like, what are you playing Tetris? And now you actually fucking play it.
I love that game. I play it more than you do probably now.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a fucking great game.
It's really fucking good. But I think that's all we have to say about E3 is, in my opinion, I think it was just kind of like overall kind of bland. Even if the showings from the two big ones were pretty satisfactory, I thought, and pretty good, and you know, there's a lot of shit to look forward to I didn't even talk about, like, the Outer Worlds 2 got confirmed and shit like that. It's like, there's a lot of shit to look forward to, I think. But overall, I feel like usually everybody comes with at least one thing that's worth paying attention to. You know, Take-Two with Red Dead and fucking, you know, Microsoft with fucking, hey, here's Avowed, or like, hey, here's, you know, Nintendo with Metroid Prime or whatever the fuck. Like, usually there's something with everybody, but this time it just really felt like it was just Microsoft and Nintendo that had anything worth showing, and fucking everybody else just went there with like shit in their pants and just expected.
I got scared. I got really scared because they brought what's his name out, the guy that created Zelda, and they talked about the Game & Watch, and I was like, they better fucking not do it again.
That was so stupid.
They would not do that again, and I was like, and he was like, oh, also here's some news, and I was like, thank God. If they would have just not said anything about Zelda, I'd be like, yo, they're actually insane.
I wonder if that game's gonna come out in 2022 because it's like
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
it said 2022 if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, you know, God of War said 2021. You know, so like, I mean, everything is, and you know how long did fucking Kingdom Hearts 3 get delayed? Like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, bro, that's true. that was the
Final
bane
Fantasy fucking what you call it for 7 also.
Yeah,
remake.
But dude. Oh my God, I hate Kingdom Hearts specifically because it was the bane of my existence every year for every E3. Because I was like, I've never been like a huge fanboy of a console. I have everything and I play on everything. But I was definitely more of an Xbox kid early on in the generation where like that was like where most of the games that I would play was. That was my main account. I didn't really get involved in PlayStation ecosystem until like PS4 Pro came out. So like, you know, I always like appreciated a lot of what I saw out of Xbox's conferences. And then every year I would have people over and some of them would be Sony kids and they would be like, "Oh, they showed Kingdom Hearts so they won." And they showed Kingdom Hearts every fucking year for like 5 years. Yeah. And it was so irritating just like, "Ah, but they showed Kingdom Hearts again." It's like, that was way better than Sunset Overdrive. I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Again?" They're dangling this fucking carrot in front of you.
I remember those years. I remember that. I remember the last one we had in like 2013 or 14.
14, I think.
And you were like, "What are you fucking talking about? Sunset Overdrive looks better." And then it was me, Joe, and Elliot that were like, "Nah, dude, you're fucking crazy, man. Kingdom Hearts looks so good."
Dude, and they just every year they were like, "As long as they show me Kingdom Hearts, I'm happy." And it's like, Jesus, you poor people.
It was really
bad,
bro.
Whipped into this dependency on like seeing Kingdom, and then you got it, and it was fucking just okay at best.
Kingdom Hearts 3 made me grow up as a person of how bad it was. It stole the youth from inside of me and how bad it was. Like because I played that game right after I played Red Dead 2. And that's what did it for me. I played Red Dead 2 and I was like, "Okay, no, let me play this." And I played it and I was like, yo, this game sucks.
That's a jarring switch also.
This game is really bad.
Yeah.
And then I tried to play Kingdom Hearts 1 again. And I played that while I played Divinity. And I was like, whoa. This game sucks.
That's a rough moment.
Are they all just bad?
That's a sad moment of realization. Like, I remember thinking, like, when I was a kid, I remember thinking, like, whoa, Duke Nukem Land of the Babes is pretty fun. And then I played it, like, 15 years later, and I was like, I can't believe I had as much fun with this as I had.
Where did you have that fun? Like, where
I don't
was
know.
all this at? Like, where was this joy and happiness at? Because, like,
I can't find it. I can't find it here. Like, it's nowhere to be seen.
Dude. Like, what's going on?
It is amusing. I'll give it that. But like, I was having unironic fun like with it. I was like, this is great. Who needs Metal Arms, a glitch in the system, when I have this? By the way, that's a great game that I miss very dearly.
For me, it was just like, Kingdom Hearts is so good. Like, this is the best storytelling ever. And then you listen to the first like 6 minutes of dialogue in Divinity, and you're like, This can't be the same world.
Yeah,
this can't be the same.
One thing I will say, I kind of wish they would come out with like a GameCube. You know what I mean, like a GameCube virtual console. Like, because there's a lot of shit that I would love to play on the game. Like, I just said Metal Arms, but like that's a game like I don't even remember if I love it. You know, but like because I borrowed my GameCube from like an uncle of mine, and that was one of the games I played, and I remember like really liking it, and I've never been able to find it again. They never re-released it or anything, and I remember having a good time with it. I would like to see it again, but
I would say that The GameCube and the Game Boy Advance are such untapped wealths of like consistently like the GameCube is very Japanese. Like I don't know what the fuck is this. The sky's roaring outside of our fucking apartment.
Yeah.
But the GameCube and the Game Boy had so many, like, particularly the GameCube had a lot of, like, very like, Japanese-oriented video games that were really cool and be very cool to have over into the American, like, ecosystem. But the Game Boy Advance had, like, consistently, like, amazing video games that we should just have.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So we should just complain at them till we get it. But the thing is that we complain about online, and they still haven't even thought about changing that yet.
Yeah, they're never gonna do it.
So because like in Japan, the online works well over in Japan, like it's proper, so they don't need it over there. But for us, we really fucking need it.
It's insane.
Because like it got to the point that me and Bent, we literally are gonna download a program on our computers so we can just play Smash Ultimate VR computers instead of the online thing proper.
Yeah, well, you bought the game already, so you're not stealing.
Yeah, so it's.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Nintendo, I want you guys to win, and you released Metroid, and that gave me faith. That restored my faith in the Force. It was like when Obi-Wan. It's like when Han started believing in the Force. He was like, "Oh shit, maybe this has something to it." It did that for me, but I just need you guys to listen a little more to us.
I'm gonna say something. It might be controversial to some people listening, and they can tell me if it is. That 2D Metroid looks cool, but I don't believe for a second that Metroid Prime 4 isn't going to disappoint people. I don't think that Nintendo can make a better FPS than id, than Bungie. Fuck, even Halo Infinite looks like it's probably going to be pretty fucking good. So like, my confidence in their ability to break new ground in the FPS space, while they're sharing a stage with like really seasoned champions of that genre who have more or less defined it. Like Bungie is killing, like, but dude, Destiny 2 still plays fucking beautifully, like still like to this day,
like a fucking dream.
Like just moving around, like it's a 2017 game. It looks good still. It plays good still. Like this is fucking industry leading shit. And now like, you know, id also like came back into the forefront. The fucking fathers of first person shooters came back and somehow made something amazing twice. I can't imagine Metroid Prime even coming close to being even half as good as like Doom Eternal. Like I can't imagine it.
My thing about Metroid is that I played the Metroid games when I was little. I played Prime 1, 2. I think it was up to 4. Was it up to 4? It was up to 3. I don't remember if it was up to 3 or 4, but I remember playing both those games, most of those games, and I was like, these are really cool games, but they are so they're so strange even for the time. They were like strange video games. So I think, in all fairness, like I think it got delayed because they were like, this is not going to be a good enough game to really put out into the market right now. They have to pay to their strengths, but I don't know if they have the strength for that game. That's why I'm more happy about the 2D Metroid, because that's the games I play. I don't go to Nintendo for shooting. I go to Nintendo for platforming or fun party games or like Smash or something. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
You know, the first well, I guess I did play Super Metroid like a long time ago at like my cousin's house or whatever. But the first and only game that I owned that was a Metroid game was Metroid Prime Hunters on the Nintendo DS, which
I don't remember Hunters.
It was it launched with the DS, or it launched with like a demo. I know that because that's what I had. I was like, oh man, Metroid Prime, like this looks kind of cool. It looks like Halo kind of. And I was playing it, and I was like, okay, this is a game that a lot of people like. You know, it's got a 9 out of 10 on IGN, 4.6 out of 5 on eBay. I didn't even know they had that, but 4.1 out of 5 on GameStop. Really, really, people love that game. I thought it was just fucking garbage. Like, and maybe it's just I wasn't used to FPSs on fucking the DS, which like are inherently just not going to be as good as like a console or like a PC. But that was a rough one. So I don't know. My faith in Metroid Prime in general is like I'm glad they're making a new one, but this like Metroid Dread looks way cooler to me.
Dread looks like a fucking bop.
Looks like a proper game.
And the aspect of you being chased, because if you guys have played Fusion or other is it Fusion or
I don't know.
It might be Fusion, where you're running away from Dark Samus the whole game. It's such an insane feeling and encounter because you're like, oh, I'm claustrophobic. It's like a Resident Evil-esque aspect of it, just being like trapped. So I like the idea. I think Dread's where I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
Other than Breath of the Wild, obviously, I'm really looking forward to Dread.
I agree. Anyway, we've talked about it quite a bit. We're an hour 30 in. Let's get into some questions.
Let's get some questions.
We can breeze through some of these pretty quick. James Passmore wrote in. He says, "Hello, cunts. I am writing because I hear you guys trash the Call of Duty series relentlessly all the time on your podcast. This disappoints me greatly because I never heard you talk about the zombies mode. And in a previous episode, you talked about how horde survival modes are awesome. Are you aware Call of Duty had such a mode?" So, yes, I am deeply aware.
Are you aware Call of Duty has a zombie mode? Dude, like, what?
I understand that Call of Duty has a zombie mode. I remember playing it when people wanted me to jump on with them, and I would play it, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole I didn't like it.
You don't like zombies?
I was Well, you have to understand. I was playing like around the time Zombies came out. This was probably 2008, 2009. I think. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong, but I
2009, 2008. Yeah. Maybe even 7.
It was World at War, so
that was the first one.
Call of Duty World at War release date. Come on.
7.
Yeah. November 11th, 2008. I remember.
8?
Yeah, because 2007 I remember was Call of Duty 4 because Call of Duty 4 and Halo 3 were like the biggest things at the time that they came out. Mm-hmm. And I remember I would always like switch between them. But yeah, the next year, 2008 was World at War, and 2008 was also the year that a little game came out. Don't know if you know this. By the name of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead came out literally 6 days later. And there was just no fucking contest. Like, I could not... if people were like, you want to play a zombie game, and it wasn't Left 4 Dead, I didn't understand what the fucking point was. Like, you're just going to sit in, like, this weird basement in a Call of Duty map, and you're going to, like, do this weird Minecraft shit where you're going to, like, oh, I got to fix the windows so they don't come in here. And there's, like, a little crate with, like, a magic box where you randomize weapon. It just felt so wacky and weird. I didn't like it.
Like that at all?
I didn't,
That's crazy.
And also, just in general, I just don't like the way that Call of Duty feels as an FPS. I don't like
it feels hollow. Yes, I agree
shooting zombies in the head and them not dying instantly just felt wrong to me. Like even just everything from like the way that zombies reacted to bullet impacts felt wrong. Like it all just didn't feel right. Whereas like Left 4 Dead was doing all the shit that was right. Like you were like moving through a level and you got to play as the zombies, and you know it was just so much more interesting to me than defending a basement. Like I like horde mode, and I think Gears of War 2 did horde mode the best. Like I even Firefight in ODST, which like I enjoy. You know, it's not nearly as good as Gears of War's horde mode.
Gears 2 is something special. That's a special kind of horde mode. Like that was the pinnacle. Like that's how you know what a good horde mode is. But I liked Black Ops 2 zombie mode a lot. Where you played as George, you fought against George Romero, where he had like the light and he was like frozen in the lake. Like I really liked that one. I didn't like World at War that much. I liked one, obviously, that's where everyone played Kinder Taten or whatever it is.
Yeah, something.
Kinder or whatever it was.
Something like that, yeah.
What everyone played as. So I liked those games, but I have to admit that I also was more of a fan of Left 4 Dead because of just the silliness of that game, the inherent like kind of charm of that game. I also, similar to you, I don't like how Call of Duty feels. It feels like I'm shooting bullets at the image of a zombie, and sometimes the zombie's image gets hurt, opposed to me literally riddling something with bullets. It always feels empty to me.
Yeah.
But we have played them. I do enjoy zombies. I remember when I learned how to actually like trail zombies. Like, you know, when like you finally learn how to trail zombies, you can like keep looping around and not really doing anything and shooting a few of them. Like, I remember when I learned that, and I was like, oh shit, this is so fucking cool. I can actually play this game. And then we started making it to like actually higher levels. But then like the zombies just start getting like the fact that it's just you die, like that's the point of the game, kind of disillusioned me, and I was like, I don't really want to play this anymore. But zombies isn't bad, dude. We respect zombies for what it is. We just don't like Call of Duty that much.
Zombies, I think, is objectively the best thing in Call of Duty as far as like quality.
What about Warzone?
Well, I guess people like that too. I honestly haven't played it. I'm not into Battle Royale in general, so like I'm probably not going to, but I've heard that that's pretty good as well. As far as Battle Royales, I think Apex is the one that I enjoy the most. It just feels like the most like a video game to me. But and it also, by the way, maybe, it also has a proper arena mode, so it's not just fucking.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, they added. I've been meaning to. I should do this actually. I might do it on stream today, but
I'll play with you if you play. Maybe not today, but like tomorrow we should do it.
Maybe because they added like a proper like team-based like 4v4 style, or like I don't know if it's 4v4, but like that general style like team deathmatch, whatever the fuck. Okay, they added an arena mode to it, which is good because that means, you know, my biggest frustration with a lot of battle royales is that like, oh, this plays kind of well. I wish I didn't have to like play it in this weird like permadeath way where like everything's randomized and some games are just completely useless and some games I win and some games are just like really unfun and I don't get to actually engage with the combat at all. I feel yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna check that out. But yeah, no, I'm aware of zombies. It's fine. It's just, you know, with Left 4 Dead and even as far as like horde mode goes, like I don't know, firefight and horde mode from Gears 2, even stuff like recently, like dude, Dying Light, like. There's just Dying Light. I heard good things about it, though. There's too many good zombie games now for me to just default to zombies if I just don't like the way Call of Duty feels. But thanks for writing in. We appreciate you. Let's see. This is fucking what? Nikki Ziggy wrote in, "Greetings, my windows into the strange mind of men. I have a gender-specific question for you. Is it normal for guys to send pictures and videos of themselves pissing and defecating to one another? My boyfriend told me his friend sent him a picture of a long turd he made, and my response naturally was, what the actual fuck? And he told me that it's totally normal, just like comparing sizes, which is also still kind of weird to me. I have bad news. This is not normal, even slightly. I have never once. Are you gonna disagree?
I've had male friends my whole life, and I've never sent them pictures of me shitting. You know what's crazy? I had a conversation with one of my friends where they were like, "You haven't seen your roommate's dicks," and I was like, "No." Is that weird? They're like, "Yeah, that's so fucking strange." And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, what? Why would I just show my friend my dick? That's actually harassing him. And he was just like, nah, dude, that's just regular friendship, bro. And I'm like,
that's fucking baffling to hear.
That's like assault.
That's really bizarre. Like,
people are strange, dude.
I can't even comprehend how that's just like, do you not have doors? Do you just not like? I just can't even imagine a scenario where I would even see something like that because we all have rooms.
That's so disrespectful and aggressive and rude.
It's just
you don't
weird.
Just do that, Ziggy. Your boyfriend's a little different. His group's a little different.
Yeah, that's a fucking that's not normal. You know, I don't know if I would go far as to say it's like unhealthy or anything. But it's
strange.
It's strange. Life is strange. I have never seen any of my friends naked, I don't think, ever.
No.
Well, wait, I saw Jalen, but my glasses were off. So even that I didn't even see him.
There was one time where I got pants on my girlfriend and pushed over the couch and Jalen walked in and he ran off of me. I never seen somebody run that fast. He was just down the hallway instantly. So I didn't like. I feel like he saw what was going. He's like, oh, I shouldn't be here. This doesn't involve me. But other than that, like that's it. Like that, I'm never just gonna like run in your room, pull my pants down, show you my genitals, and then run out. Like that's just.
It's weird.
That's strange.
It's bizarre, especially like photograph. Like why would you send? Dude. When I was making the video about EDP, I was just like, the whole thing that was strange about that. I mean, aside from everything, was the fact that he took a picture of his own shit and sent it to anybody. Like the fact that he would do that to a person at all, let alone a child, or like somebody,
himself,
or let alone somebody he thought was a child anyway. It's just such a weird thing to do. Like that's bizarre, Nikki, and you should probably, just keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on his friends, especially. Like that's very bizarre. It's fucking
You're
weird.
trying to rope him into something strange. You gotta be aware.
It's some fucking borderline cult shit. Argan Ether wrote in. He says, "Howdy, 2/3 Hispanic, 2/3 Black, and 2/3 midget. What's a piece of media, new or old, that you feel gets way too much praise or hype beyond the obvious ones like Kingdom Hearts and Overwatch? Alternatively, what's some media that you feel deserves way more attention? Could use this as an opportunity to shout out some things you enjoy."
Okay. Overhype. Final Fantasy 7. Overhype.
What?
To the fucking moon. I like Final Fantasy 7.
Are you serious?
Listen. Let me explain. Okay, let me explain. All right. I love Final Fantasy 7 in context to everything that comes from that series, including Crisis Core, which makes that game franchise like I actually have like a heart to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then 7 proper I liked a lot, when I was younger. Dirge of Cerberus, pretty bad. I like Advent Children a lot. It's the first movie I saw in that kind of like 3D CG style, so I like that a lot. Now the remake, Final Fantasy VII's remake, is fantastic. I think that's a great game. But I think Final Fantasy in its own is pretty overhyped.
So are you talking about Final Fantasy or just Final Fantasy 7?
I'm talking about 7.
That's crazy.
Its totality. I love 7. I love 7 for a lot of what it is, But before I played Crisis Core, I was like, I like this, but I don't exactly know why I like this. And then I played Crisis Core, and I was like, oh, I know why I like Sephiroth, why I like Zack, why Cloud is cool, what his sword means. And it gave so much context to that story that was just not there at first.
I guess. I don't have any of that context, and I like Final Fantasy 7 quite a bit.
Did you play all of 7? Because 7, it gets pretty convoluted in points.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it does.
Very, very convoluted. And I was like, I don't understand what. I was like, it was getting to me, but this is just stupid. Like, what is going on? Why is Cloud doing this?
Yeah. I don't know. These people drag race down our street. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But
the one right in front of our windows, too, which is the worst.
I don't know. Like, I as somebody who doesn't like Final Fantasy at all, I have very little affinity for Final Fantasy. I think it's really annoying, to be completely fair. That game is great. Like, just the art of it and the sound design of it and just I think it's a Star Wars situation where a lot of heavy lifting is done by pure audio sensory design of a property. Like, Star Wars without that iconic sound design and without that art design is probably just really bland and boring. But then you have, like, the Twin Sunsets theme, and then you have, like, the look of Luke's lightsaber and the look of the droids, and it's all, like, very specific and unlike anything, and it's the reason why that persists. And I think Final Fantasy VII is a similar thing where it's, like, there's nowhere you see Midgar, and you're like, that's Midgar, And you hear that music, and it's like, that's Final Fantasy VII. Like, I know intrinsically what Final Fantasy VII music sounds like, even though I, like, wasn't exposed to it as a child, like, at all. Like, it's just objectively good.
I agree with all that, but for me as a fan of it, I think that I can look past, like, the design of stuff like that, all the design, all, like, the extra, like, more or less developmental things that go into the game. I didn't see that when I was younger. I was like, this looks cool, I like the look of this, but I don't understand why anything's happening. Right. And I was just like, I don't get this. And then I absorbed more content from the game, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But people people praise Base 7 so much. Like, oh, it's a good game with good characters, and the characters are all they don't really mean anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that
Like
is.
Cloud goes crazy so often. And it's like, why is he doing that? Cloud's a clone of Sephiroth. It's like, what are you even talking about? And then it gives you context to all of the stuff that happens throughout the whole entire series, which I really appreciate. So I like the whole entire piece of 7, opposed to just like the first base game. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
I'm
about
trying
you?
to think.
It's overpopular.
Oh, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon
For what it is now, yes.
Pokemon, look, I've been there. I watched the show when I was a kid, had a great time. You know, played those games on Game Boy Color. I played like yellow, blue, red, gold, and silver. And then I stopped because I saw the Game Boy Advance come out and I was like excited. It's like, oh, a new Pokemon game. And then I saw a friend of mine got it before I did because everybody got their games before I did because I had no fucking money. And I would see them playing it. And I remember thinking, like, that looks exactly like the thing I've been playing this entire fucking time. And it was like a new machine too, so I was like expecting like some kind of jump, and it wasn't really that much of a jump, and I was just like, all right, well, I don't think I care about this anymore. And the older I got, the more detached I became from that series, to the point where like I watch that show now, and I don't think it's a good show. I don't think it's a good show at all. I don't think those games are even all that good, to be completely frank. And even the newer ones, which we've seen every other Nintendo property evolve. And I would argue that, yeah, Mario Odyssey isn't really that good. I think it's pretty good. And I think there is a general bias towards Nintendo because they're so old and they have like the most nostalgia.
I think Odyssey's pretty great.
I think Odyssey is good. I don't think it's even close to 64 or Galaxy or even Sunshine. I really don't even think they're even close.
Sunshine is so bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Sunshine's not bad. You're crazy.
Sunshine is very pretty, and it has
good
music. But it does, bro. As soon as you use that flood mechanic and you realize how dog shit it is, you'll take that back. I recently finished Sunshine.
Me too.
Shit is dog shit. I hate Sunshine.
Me too. I think Sunshine's. I like Sunshine more than Galaxy, but the fucking
Galaxy 2 is the one that's crazy. So yeah, I respect that.
It's more just like the whole walking around planets, and I don't know. I'm not really into it. I think it's kind of annoying, but I don't know, man. Just something about. What I'm saying is like Nintendo gets a bump in bias, and I think that's objectively true. Even if those games are as good as you think they are, it's like they're still like always rated like absurdly high, and it's like Breath of the Wild is great. I like Breath of the Wild a lot, but Breath of the Wild is bordering on being a tech demo. Like there's very little to that game until the end, which is where I think the game is. But like before then, it's just like you're wandering and there's like maybe a handful of enemy types that repeat all over the place, and it's a lot of barren nothingness, and it's a lot of like, hey, here's physics that's fun to play with. And I love physics games. I love that shit. But I don't know. Like as a Zelda game, it's pretty
exploration. It's like you explore the game, you know, it's opposed to most of the other open world Zelda games, like relatively, you would say like Ocarina of Time or what's the other one? Majora's Mask, right? The way you would inherit those worlds is you would go around the world, right? And every place you would go, there would be this particular thing you have to get done in that part of the world, you know?
Right.
Opposed to Breath of the Wild, you go throughout the world and you experience the fact that these parts of the world are straight up different, where there's snow and there's like you got to heat yourself up, or there's places that have thunderstorms, stuff like that. So I think Breath of the Wild, I agree with you to a certain degree. It is more of a tech demo in showing you what this Zelda game will become. So I agree with you on that. You're right there. But I think Breath of the Wild shines in just exploration. You just explore that world and you see how different everywhere is. The shrines are kind of bare bones.
Yeah.
The beasts are kind of simple, relatively.
I mean, the beast is where the game is. Like the beasts and the castle apparently at the end that's like really well designed. That's like where the game is, and the rest of it is exploration. And it's cool, but like I don't know, like I didn't get the same sense of exploration exploring Breath of the Wild that I did Red Dead, when I would like come across a cabin and I would find this fucking crazy shit happening, and like I don't know. Like I think if any other studio made Breath of the Wild exactly as it was, except like it wasn't a Zelda game, I don't think it would have scored as well. I think people would have been like, this is fun, this is cool, but it probably would have been like an 8 out of 10 instead of like the 9.5s that it gets. Okay. I think that's just a Nintendo bump in general. But like, dude, every other Nintendo property, Mario Odyssey, good game. Breath of the Wild, good game. Like all these other series have managed to like keep up with the times, and then you play the most recent Pokemon, and it's fucking garbage, dude. It's painful. It is noticeably trash.
It is.
And,
I agree on that.
And I don't know, just that theme song, I'm convinced, is the only reason that thing is fucking as popular as it is. The Pokemon theme song, I think fucking like that was dude, not only is that like just a really good theme song, but it like that was like early internet virality too. You remember Smosh did that fucking Pokemon theme, and it like, dude, they built imagine building an entire company based on the Pokemon theme, and it's not a Pokemon company. That's straight up what Smosh is. Like straight up, actually. Insane how strong that fucking theme song is. And I get it. It's persisted, but they have yet to evolve in any way. It's baby's first JRPG, and it's not even a good one because there are plenty of other, you know, easier, lighter JRPGs that you could play in place of Pokemon and probably get a far better experience.
There's truth to what you're saying. I agree to a certain degree. There's truth. Pokemon has just been the same thing for the last like 20 plus years, and
dude, I don't know when the last Digimon game was, but I'm certain it was better than whatever Pokemon game was out at the time. Like I am sure of it. Like I have no idea what that game even fucking is. What is it? Like I think they make like Cyber Sleuth or something. Like Digimon Cyber Sleuth, I think is like a thing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what the rating is on that. Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
Probably
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
No way.
Look at this. 9 out of 10 on Steam. So like players, and then like fucking GameStop, it's got a 4.7 out of 5. What is this game? I'm not even fucking kidding. I swear to you.
Because I wanted that game. I wanted that game for a while, and no one said. I didn't hear anything about it.
Let's see Metacritic. That is more of a more of an honest. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, it's got a Metascore of 75, but a user score of 8.1. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth was a fucking way better game than whatever the last fucking Pokemon was.
You're lying to me right now. What? Yeah, it's apparently a great game.
Look at that, huh?
I'm going to buy it. It's only $20 too. I'm going to buy that shit. I love Digimon. Me and my friend Paul talk about... Dude, there was one time... This funniest shit ever. There was one time me and Donovan were talking, right? And he was like, what were you doing? Oh, what were you up to, man? And I was just like, oh, yeah, I was just crying about the newest Digimon movie. And he was like, are you talking about the one when they did the final Digivolution? And they had the courage and friendship mode. And I was like, yes. And Smokey was just like, you guys both fucking watch Digimon still? And I was like, yeah.
That is concerning.
It's good, dude. Me and Paul are the only people in our friend group that like Digimon too.
Everybody
else makes fun of us.
Look, I like Digimon. I just think it's like, you know, it had its time, you know?
Yeah. You and most people believe that. Most adults understand that Digimon goes on eventually. But
I remember that one movie with the bare naked ladies in them, and that's all I remember.
Digimon first movie.
Also, I had action figures. I did have like Digimon action figures that I thought were fucking cool as hell. I had Flame Dramon, and it was
egg,
like
right? The red egg.
I don't know. I just remember like the final. Hold on, like, am I remembering this right? Flame Dramon.
I had the Flame Dramon toy that was an egg first, and then you took him out the egg, and he'd have his pieces.
Yeah. Flame Dramon, toy. It's got to be. Yeah. It was like he would fold up into an egg, and then you could like you could, you know, take him apart, and he would be like, you could put him together, and he would be an awesome fucking dude. I loved Digimon at a time. I thought it was cooler than Pokemon. Sincerely, like I just thought like it was like, oh man, this is fucking badass. Look at these fucking Digivolutions and whatever. But I don't know, man.
Guns.
Yeah, they just get guns straight up.
Robots and get guns.
I like that mosquito one. That was always with I forget their names.
Stingmon. He was green, right?
I don't know. It was something like that. He was with Izzy, I think, or whatever. But
Tentamon, that was
Tentamon.
That was my boy.
I loved Digimon. But anyway, let's move on. Fran Kurohana 10969. Apologies if it's hard for me to read. These are an old prescription because I cannot see. Because the U.S. healthcare system is very cool. He says, "Hello, trio of future out of context controversies. I'm new to Patreon, and you guys are my main reason for joining. So fucking, that's pretty badass. Appreciate that a lot. I've been following the angry chihuahua in a human suit for several years now. I enjoy the three of you together, so fuck it, why not? On that note, my question is something that's been eating away at me since I joined. Would you consider patrons to be simps?" It's a bigger question.
That's a macro.
That's a macro scale question. I think. Look, I don't think so. I think like if you buy a game, are you like a simp for the studio? Like no.
If you pay money to a GoFundMe, right? Are you a simp?
If you like, are we?
Because you are GoFunding us.
Yeah. Let's look at the. What's the official definition for simp? I'll look it up right now. There's got to be like an Urban Dictionary. Simp is an internet slang term to describing someone who performs excessive sympathy and attention toward another person, typically someone who doesn't reciprocate the same feelings. So if you're supporting our show for the show, then I don't think you're a simp. But if there are people, let's face it, there are people who like give money. And for whatever reason, there's like this weird assumption that we're friends now. I've seen this happen before where it's like, hey, I supported you. We're friends now. We have to have an open line of communication because I've given you money now, and that's just how that works. That's simp territory.
It's weird the over personalization of it sometimes, because like I have become friends with quite a few people who have become like been in my chats like that, like it's like Bent and like Cancer Bus and John, like those are my friends now, like those are my buds. But like some of them, it's just a weird level of like you gotta be aware of that. Like though you may donate and subscribe and stuff like that, which I do appreciate, our interpersonal relationship isn't the way you may perceive it. You gotta understand the borderline between that.
Yeah,
it's always been a strange thing because it's like people that come to concerts. It's like, I've come to your concert, I bought your Metroid, I'm your friend. We're friends now, and it's like, not exactly friends.
It's like Stan. It really is just Stan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it kind of is the same thing. Like if you think about like the song Stan, it's basically a simp. Like really
dangerous simp, but yeah.
Yeah, but like I think just understand that there's a reasonable distance between, internet people and you, and it's not a matter of, you're a bad person or like you don't deserve friends or anything. It's literally just we don't know people, like we don't know everybody, like we can't. True. Also, there are people that like there are people that I will meet recently, that it's like I don't have the bandwidth for this. I don't have I don't have the bandwidth. I can't do it. I can't accept.
That's so weird. Cause I'm the opposite.
I can be friends. I can be friendly with anybody, and there's people that I am friendly with that I've worked with in the past, but I wouldn't necessarily call them like, oh, that's my friend. If I was.
So here's the question: would you consider Lily a friend of yours?
I guess, just because she's around all the time.
Okay, so you consider her a friend, right?
Yeah, because she's around.
Okay, so that's a friend of yours. But how long did it take for you to consider her a friend?
I mean, arguably until you just asked me.
Okay. So the thing is that for me, like, if someone comes into my friend group, if I meet someone, I'm instantly friendly to them.
Yeah.
And I don't mind increasing the friendship. Like, I don't push people away. I don't want to hang on. Be like, oh, like, let's talk or chat. I'm like, yeah, dude, for sure. I'll chat with you. We'll talk, because that's how you meet your friends. That's how it works. But there is a line where, like, people have too many friends. Like, some people just have too many buddies.
It's like the people on Facebook with like 6,000 friends, and it's like, you don't know these people. There's no way. Like you can't maintain a real connective tissue with 6,000 people. You just can't do it unless that's literally you're getting paid to do that, which no one would fund that. So like
my job is being a friend.
Yeah, like no one would. That's not a fucking real thing. So like you have these. I don't know. Like I typically just like look. I'm. There are people that I have met that I'm friendly with on the internet. That it's like is Nakey Jakey a friend of mine? I consider us friendly. We're on good terms. We don't hang out all that often, but like when we talk, it's nice. But like I would feel weird going on like an interview and being like, "Oh yeah, my friend Jakey." You know what I mean? Because it's just I don't know if there's really that rapport, really. As opposed to like people like Paul, who's obviously a friend of ours, and it wouldn't be bizarre of me to say that. Or like Derrick or Bunty or any number of people, Veronica, Zach, you know.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. We went kind of off topic, but, like, I guess, you know, the main thing is no, you're not a simp as long as you're mentally stable.
You're not a simp as if you can simp for a personality, but not the projects in which they create. If you fund the projects, if you're into the project, the Snark Tank project, then I appreciate that. Or the streams that either any of us do, that is respectable. But if you're like, I'm donating because I want to see your feet, I want a picture of them feet.
Yeah.
That's simp territory.
That's different. And we got a final question before we wrap things up from Fen Harold. He wrote a new patron, but longtime fan here. My question is this.
Nice.
What is the most absurd or ridiculous, parentheses, or disgusting, dangerous, dumb thing you've asked someone else to do for you and were surprised and shocked that they actually did it?
Ooh, I gotta think.
I can I've told this story before on the podcast. I don't know if I want to get too specific about, because I don't want to tell the same story again, but long story short, in Catholic school, there was this kid who was a few grades younger than me who I somehow convinced this kid that I was Vegeta from an alternate dimension and I could destroy the world at any point in time. And he became kind of like a butler to me. I enslaved this kid because he believed in magic and fucking time streams and alternate realities. And
You're
like
such a bad person, dude.
I thought at first I thought he was just joking because like I didn't think he could possibly believe it, and then I realized that he did, and I was like, oh well, I'm not gonna waste this. This is an experience he probably thinks about that still. He probably thinks about how stupid am I that I believed this.
Or he might still believe it.
But I remember there was this one point where I was like, hey, Derrick. That's his real name, by the way. Sorry if I'm outing this kid. But I was like, hey, Derrick. I'm feeling mighty vengeful. I'm feeling mighty rage-filled right now. And if I don't get one of the what are those ice cream sandwiches with like the cookie dough and like the M&Ms in the thing? You remember what I'm talking about? Somebody in the comments.
It's like a cookie on top of ice. It's like a cookie ice cream sandwich with a cookie, right?
Yeah, it's like a circular cookie. It's like and it's got like M&Ms in the thing. Super delicious. Super fucking good. But I was like, if I don't get one of those right now, I think I might destroy the school. You know, I think that might happen. And I really commit. Dude, I committed to it. I did it in character too. Like I would look out at the window like really pensively like a fucking villain, and like he begged the teacher for like $1. I heard him screaming, "I need $1, please! It's for all of us. I need $1." And the teacher was like, "All right, here."
He was a savior. He was literally a little hero. He was like, I gotta save the world. No one's gonna believe me because only I know this. Like I have to do this. You're a bad person, dude.
Look, I was. It's like you know what it felt like? This is gonna sound real fucked up, but it felt like whenever you like throw a ball with a dog, but like you don't let go of it, and then the dog like runs chasing after this like fictional thing. That's what it felt like and it was just so fun. And he did it. Like, he got me my sandwich. I was like, good. We are safe. But, like, I just couldn't believe, like, I didn't think he would actually do that. Like, I didn't think he would actually find the money. You know how hard it is to come across money as a child? You know?
Almost impossible, it feels like.
Yeah. So, like, that's one thing that comes to mind. That's probably, like, the most belittling thing I've ever done to another human being, certainly.
What is the most fucked up thing ever? I don't remember being that fucked up. I did really wild shit. Oh my god. So when I lived in Fishkill, one of my friends had a space between his house and the other person's house that when it would snow, he would slide down the hill, then come up the hill and slide down the hill, right? There was this one time one of my friends was like, it snowed like maybe like a half an inch. There was nothing there. And we were like, yo, dude, you should go down the hill right now. And he was like, it's not even like, I can't even see the snow. We were like, it's fine. My friend got his hose. He sprayed down the hill. And he was like, dude, it doesn't really seem like a good idea. We're like, bro, aren't you cool? Don't you want to do it? So my Asian friend went down the hill on his like little, like one of the, like sort of like a lid ones, snow things. The thing ripped open, ripped his pants up his back, and scarred his back. And he was like, dude, I'm really hurting. Can I get help? And I was just like, nah, dude, you're good. Just go again.
You told him to go again? Did he go again?
No, we fucking helped him. We brought him back to his house. And we were like, dude, just don't tell your dad what happened, man. Like, just don't let anybody know what happened, man. You're fine.
Oh, my God.
Long story short, literally we never went down that hill again. It was so many it was the most unfinished hill. Because you know the hill by my house, the big one, right? That you would go down on Mare and you would see. It wasn't that one. It was one that was like an eighth of the size of that, just leading into this really fucked up construction area behind my development. And the kid went down, and I kid you not, the fucking sleigh split, his pants split, his back was scraped up. It was so fucking bad.
That's so fucked up.
I'm pretty sure it was just one jagged rock that destroyed everything.
Damn, dude. Oh, my God.
He was like, dude, I gotta go home. His back was bleeding. It was so fucking funny. And I was
That's
like,
messed up.
Yo, that was just being a 14-year-old in upstate New York. Like, that's all fun is fucked up.
That's a lot. That's a lot to process. But, yeah, that sounds about right. Macro stories. So, yeah, I guess that'll be it for today's episode of the Snark Tank. You know, we've reached that time. So, you know, if you somehow liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. There's merch over at snarktankmerch.com. Still got to get those perfectly fine hoodies up. Keep forgetting. Also, there's a good reason for that, by the way. I lost the original PNG, so I've been trying to find ways to get it. But
Soul episodes, we gotta.
Oh yeah, my there's a solo episode, or there will be in the next week a new solo episode question thing, so you can give us questions for the Patreon exclusive solo episodes. But yeah, that's some of the housekeeping out of the way. Obviously, over at patreon.com/thesnarktank, $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to those bonus solo episodes that we're talking about. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment, and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will open patreon.com and cycle over to the thing. I usually do this ahead of time, but I kind of forgot, so now I'm talking to stall a little bit.
There he goes.
But 25 producers, and count me in.
3, 2, 1.
Racists snake. 10 hours of Spawn saying Malabolga. Malboja. Oh, you misspelled that, dude. Malboja. Relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, deep sleep. Derrick, can you get me an in with Shu? I'm 25 and single. A Vex simulation gone sexual. Tell him Steve Dave. Okay? Trying to find that pussy, but I am blind and must locate it by smell. What you know about rolling down in the deep? 7 or Trash Bag 7. Otaku Burnal. Is hate I Sweeney named Tom and Gay Mitha. That's his name.
Oh my God.
Just trying to fuck with me.
Thought about that.
Just trying to fuck with me. Tuberculized Arthur Morgan. Pimpleton. Pimpolian? The Pokemon Pimp Emperor of the Penguins. Ethan Cox is back with a vengeance. Keith Dactyl. Napoleon was 5'6", therefore taller than Chris. Willy Wonka's Cum Diddlyumptious Bar. Not Gay Ben. I'm not gay. No, really, I'm not. Seriously, I swear I'm not. You have to believe me. The Fireball. Little Sweeney threw and killed God. White Guilt paying his reparations, but not guilty enough to shorten my name. Take my money. John Strickland, Boo Sniggins, Mercs 1889. Mercs. The Milkman that looks like Chris. A Dank Magician of Chaos. The other Milkman that looks like Chris. No, wait, that's just Keith David. Sanguine Cynthia. John McCann, the Irishman, who will spontaneously combust if Halo Infinite is a bad game. I think you'll be fine. I think Halo Infinite's going to be a good game.
We'll put online everything. It'll be great.
Whether it'll be a great game is up in the air, but I think it'll be a good game. When in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David. Tom Sweeney's views on the gays do not reflect our views of the views of our church. Goops McKenzie. Deal Do. Appa Yif Yif. Femboy Hooter Waitress. Sammy and his Big Titty Fishy. The Southern chick that keeps writing the word y'all in front of her comments and questions that you don't read. That is true. I do not read the y'alls. Or I censored the y'alls out. I can't say y'all. I'm not going to do that. Y'all?
I say y'all.
It doesn't work for me. It's not in my vocabulary. It'll sound it
or all
it's
of
not
you.
in
You type all of you?
Yeah, or I just won't use y'all. Like have you ever heard me say y'all?
No, actually.
It doesn't sound right, does it? Let me say something. Give me a sentence with y'all in it, and I'll say it.
I don't know. Think of something. It's freestyle. Freestyle it.
Hey, what are y'all doing?
You say you all. You actually do say you all, or all of you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just don't do it. Anyway. Drunken Doulahan. A dick in the hand is worth two in the ass. Pre-Roz. Chris Farley. Death Egg. Tiny Asian Man. One of the real biological sons of Tom Sweeney. Father, you know it to be true. Don't deny me. Please help me. I haven't felt the touch of a woman in over 10 years. Oh, man. Blake 896. Can't help you. The Epic Oshawott. Silly Putty Eater. YG 400. Spruce Street. What is that?
Ew. It's a rapper. He's garbage.
Is it really?
YG. Yeah.
No,
Spruce Street is a part of his name, but YG... It's YG 400. Yeah, he sucks. He's terrible.
I thought that was somebody doxing somebody, but all right. Ace Man, fucking kill me, Keith David, the 12-year-old boy Lyle Rath butt pounded on September 8th, 2017. Diego Andres Hernandez. Loading the second page. Hey boss, I've captured all three Snark Trinity. Now I don't have to crave the embrace of a human being, for I have ascended. Ryan Lucchesi, thick thighs may save lives, but tomboy abs make my world go round. Sloshy Scout, Keith David. God damn it, the third page is not loading. Come on, hurry up. That's his name. Nice one. Cute femboy with sexy thigh highs. Tom Sweeney, the atrocious alien fucker. Please check out my podcast called How Did We Get Here every Thursday. Leroy Jenkins. Hope you guys like Weezer. Virgil does have drip, and I'll kill Tolly out of spite. Let's calm down. Hardhat Skydiver. Hey you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the Gaza Strip, right? Walked right into that Israeli ambush. I was born 9/11, and I paid taxes this year. Get fuck, olds. Fuck you, Chris. My name will be as long as I want. I paid $25 for this shit. Sir Floyd, the Breathless, Alaskan Oilfield Trash.
I hate that name. I hate Sir Floyd, the Breathless. That's such a fuck. That's...
I didn't get it at first.
That's so not okay, dude.
Oh, my God. Well, it's too late. I'm not editing this episode. Keith David, the Arbiter of Teabags. Juan Punchman, Marcus Shorten, Keith David. I blew up a litter of kittens. Call it bomb pussy. Papa Nurgle, Blenda baby, Shake Shack, fuck you, Paul Joseph Watson, you maladjusted jacketini. Driving a car into Helen Parr's parachute pussy. Game Controller 25, Dick Vaney and the Puss Administration, classic. Murder Ascended, Keith David, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain, Some Cool Minion, Lobotomized Jesus and his 12 Downey disciples diddle dogs for Dogecoin, Heiko, I think Chris and Derrick would like Unleash the Archers, try the album Apex, 7-Year-Old Phoenix, Moto Zealot, hey you're finally awake, trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. Luigi's Eccentric Linguini, Hiroshima Spicy Mushrooms, this is hard to read because I'm running out of ideas to be honest, Dummy Thick Dave, Heartless Wretch, aka the Ebony Goblin from the dump of New York City, I give it a 9.5 out of 10, that's a pretty nice cock. JFK's mind-blowing cherry pie recipes. I'm a dick suck. I like a dick suck. I like a dick sucked. I'll buy you a dick suck. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Come inside my tummy. Keith Absage David. Badly Brave. Hugger Derrick, the movie theater assistant manager. Keitherian David. And finally, the final page. Chris Gate, my Progerian hunting ass. Deflated left ass cheek. All hands on dick. Arrow. Sunny Chance. Melphus 1. Kill Dr. Drew. And let me edit Wikipedia. I can prove it. Richter 86. And as always, the king of Hazard at the end. That is everybody, every single $25 producer of our show. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. That was so hard to read, specifically because my glasses are extra bad and I can't read normally. So I hope you appreciate the effort.
We really care about you guys.
Yeah, somehow.
This is real love. Now give us more patrons now.
Yeah. Now we're done. So I'll see ya.